Hey, we're live.
Doo-doo-doo.
How's everyone doing tonight? It's Friday, right? Is it Friday?
Uh,
I don't even know what day it
Friday now.
is most of the time. I'm not gonna lie.
comments. I don't
It's been a weird week for me, so yeah, I would definitely.
Yeah.
know what it is.
You were all over the place. Why don't you give everyone a? Because I know you didn't really say a whole lot about what you were getting into last week. At the end of the show,
Well, I mean, it was, it was all kind of non-car stuff. So
yeah.
But yeah, so I had a koi show last Saturday in New Jersey. So I drove up to New Jersey for that. Brought my fish with me. Yeah, we're off topic already, but brought my fish with me. Then brought them back.
Wait.
Well,
So
wait.
you took. Whoa! You took the fish on a
reel
road
that
trip.
back in.
Yeah.
Do they have like little fish harnesses? Like, how does that work? Do you walk your fish? Like a
No.
skateboard aquarium or something?
Oh, this has gotten
No,
so
okay,
good
so
so
take-
fast.
Big fish, big koi like this. They
Koi,
go in
right
even
ahead,
bigger plastic bags, right?
Oh,
Bigger
a
plastic
bag?
bags that are half. I'll tell you, that are half filled with water, and then the rest of the way they are filled with pure oxygen.
wait.
Right? Rubber band them, put them into a. Then you just. Put
So
them right
you
on
hefty
into-
sack,
into-
No,
sack
so
a bunch of fish.
It's basically like you do when you get them back from the store. They put them in a bag and rubber band with some air
Yeah.
in there. You know, that sounds all
only
all-
bigger
all
bags,
pretty
bigger bags because they're
smart, of
bigger
course.
fish. Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's a trash bag. Mongrels, what's up?
Well,
Yeah,
you guys
so
keep
then-
all these
then
things
they
on
go-
Friday.
Whoa,
His
yeah.
audience is way big.
Yeah, Mongrels, you're way loud right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm gonna turn him edit mic. I don't know.
So, anyway, so
you and your fishes went north in a car.
Fish just went on a travel, and you added Jersey to this,
Yeah.
which I don't know why that made it better, but
I feel like that's where you go when you take your fishes.
Yeah.
You
take
take
my
them to
fishes
Jersey.
and I go to Jersey.
Jersey, yeah.
see now, if you guys had actually watched any of my YouTube videos, which I know you haven't, but had you would have
Nope.
seen the giant. I know the giant blue tanks that are out in front of my shop, sitting on a trailer. They're big,
Well,
huge,
see,
monstrous
I'm-
blue tanks.
From Oregon, and we don't say anything when we see that because we just assume you're growing weed, bud.
Well,
Yeah.
All right. Well, anyways, no.
That's
so
that's
those-
what we do here with those. You know?
I
So
don't know how to
a couple
adjust
weeks
my
before
volume.
that, I had brought all those up to New Jersey to set up for the show.
Oh, that's what you went up for the koi thing you were telling us the week. Okay, now this makes. I didn't realize this was such a big event.
all those tanks were filled with water, and other people brought their fish as well, and the fish went into the giant, 6-foot diameter tubs for the day, and they were judged based on their.
Oh, so this is like a
varieties
koi,
and-
like freaking
Like a dog
dog
show.
and pony
Show.
show. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a dog show.
So
only
how
with
do you-
fish? Yeah.
How do you rate fish? Do they got to jump through hoops or something?
Holy shit!
No,
Tell me they jumped through
no.
hoops.
But it's
You
no,
just
it would
tap
be
on the
more
glass?
like a dog show. The dog show that's a beauty contest, not.
Oh,
the dog
okay. So
show
they got to
that
swim by and fucking.
So in a
look
dog
all-
show, they
okay.
lift up their haunches and stuff. Do they touch the fish and like, look at this?
Yeah, they don't really. Well, we catch the fish and they go in a bowl so the judge can look at them. But koi have specific standards, just like a German Shepherd has a specific standard, and huskies and
Okay.
all.
Okay, now there
dog
are
breeds all
different
have standards.
subspecies. There's
So if
gotta
it
be
has like
subspecies
if it has a
and
tiny
whatnot.
fin, it's like get this thing out of here, junk fish.
Oh, it's not going to win. If it has a misshaped pec fin, don't even bring it. Leave it home.
Oh, Jesus. Bring it. Leave it at home. That thing
Yeah.
should have been served for bait.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Yeah, that
All
short fish.
right.
I'm telling you.
I'm way behind on the comments over here, but we got Dean in the house. We got stuff with Cletus in the house.
right.
We got Tim Windsor.
So how do
And
you
Are
How do
we
you
going to go back
transport-
to? We're
how do
going
you
back
transport bags of fish? Like you only take like 2, 1.
Oh, so those there's a couple different ways you can do it. Some people put the giant bags inside coolers.
Plastic.
I
tote.
use the
to this. Coat, yeah.
the long black totes that you can get from Home Depot with the yellow lids.
Yep.
Yeah, so I'll get the long ones that are like this, and then take the bag. And the bag goes in there. The bag, when it's filled with air and water, it's pretty solid. I usually
Yeah,
put
well,
two side
at
by
what
side.
point do you start worrying about weight when you're dealing with like 10 or 15 of these big ass fishes with?
I mean, 8 pounds a gallon.
Well, so
liquid, right?
if you're
Yeah.
doing the really big fish that
But you gotta-
over 30 inches and stuff,
Yeah.
you're doing one per igloo cooler. You
Yeah.
would use an igloo cooler for 30-inch fish.
Yeah, but
So is
So
there
this
a
was a
reason
young
why-
koi show. So
Oh.
the largest size was 24 inches. That's the cap on this particular show.
Oh,
It's a young koi
so there's
show.
you can't be bigger than.
So you guys
Well,
trimming
in
fins
this
down to
show,
make
yeah.
sure they're
Yeah.
so
They're
do
in,
you
know they are judged by and classed by size and variety.
Okay.
So you have the up to 8-inch fish are in competition against each other plus the variety, and then 8 to 12 inches, 12 to 16 inches, 16 to 20, 20 to 24.
And
it
that's
sounds
how it
like
should
a
be.
very expensive hobby.
It can be.
I mean,
It can be, but
they kind of grow themselves. I mean,
kind of like
but aren't they expensive to get
kinda
into
like-
no.
initially?
No.
it is one of those things where if you do your homework and learn all about them, you can actually have the hobby pay for itself and maybe make a little extra on
Well,
the side.
I was going to ask that because I know the big ones get to be expensive, and you're telling me the little
But
ones aren't
I-
super
I
expensive. You can make
will
them
tell
big.
you-
Then
It is way easier said than done. Most people
Oh, I
cannot make a dime off them. It is
Well,
not easy
so-
to make money off them.
I had like
I mean, I could.
probably 180 koi fish that naturally bred themselves and with very little input
Oh, yeah.
other than food.
They're probably all junk.
I inherited
Have
them.
the one.
I bought a house with a koi pond.
that's
So-
not inherited. You bought them.
Well, I guess I could have let them die, but I didn't. And then I broke the pond and had to remove them all from the pond. What are you doing?
Oh, hey, yep. There's Cat. Well, I guess that kind of gets
So
us
where
into
are
our
they all
summer topic.
So here's the fun part. I did what you said. I had a person who wanted to buy all koi fish once the pond was ruined in the middle of winter and frozen. So then I put them in totes and put them in the back of an S10 Blazer, and I drove them 6.5 hours and unloaded them all and made like, I don't know, $700.
How far?
6.5 hours.
That's a long way for.
It was the worst
something.
smell ever.
Hun-
And they were in
that
just
doesn't
plastic
just-
totes full of water, and all the water was going slosh and coming out all over the floor.
Oh, that doesn't just wash out of there.
No.
That's
No.
what you call a fishy situation.
Oh
Yeah.
no!
And I felt bad because there was a lot of little fish in there, and they just became road snacks for the bigger fish. So because they couldn't get away, it was just kind of like, oh no, that sucks.
I know, Tim. That cat was like, "Where's the fish?"
Mine usually started. I don't know. The ones I sell, I mean, they usually start at 1,000 a piece. So
Oh, so I was getting really screwed over.
no, probably not. You know, there's. I mean, it takes so much to have a good koi. It's stupid, but anyway. But that was
All right.
that was last Saturday. Then I did go to I went to the National Postal Forum in Charlotte, which was interesting. It was a trade show. It was there were a couple vehicles there. Saw a
Yeah.
giant orange EV yard truck, which was really cool. Totally electric, and they just use them to move tractor trailers around, warehouses.
Oh, so just a pup.
Yeah, but I mean, that's. I guess. It has. I see.
Yeah,
I
that
don't know,
actually
you can
has
run-
more value.
Yeah.
Oddly enough, I had never heard of this company, but there's 750 of them out there. They've actually sold a bunch of them. There are people actually using them. So
I mean,
they're actually
it's like an electric forklift though. At that point, I can
Yes.
see its use in a yard scenario. If you got to move trucks around or trailers around and stack
Yeah.
shit. Like,
And then that Nikola company, they EV company, they had a hydrogen / EV 18-wheeler there, which there's only 4 of those in the world and no one's actually using it, but it was interesting.
Oh, so
quality.
quality.
That was about all there was for vehicles there. Oh, that and of course the next generation postal delivery vehicle, the actual one that's.
What are they going to? Yeah, what are they actually doing with that? I've heard not a lot.
Well, yeah, I can't really talk about that one.
Oh, all right.
Insider information.
That one I can't actually talk about.
Oh, all right.
Yeah,
I just want to know what.
I know too much about that one. I can't actually talk.
I just didn't know what stock to buy or anything. Aren't those some old ones are all built on an S10, right?
No, the LV, no, but that's. I mean, the company making the new postal vehicle is a company called Oshkosh. I mean, they won the contract, so they'll be.
They've been around forever.
No, Tim, this is they made fun of me in our hoarding episode for keeping boxes, so I'm playing more into that by finding all of the Milwaukee boxes, and I'm as I find, because I do have them stashed in different places, so I am hoarding them. But yeah, no, that's what that's about.
So last night I burned boxes from a storage locker that were rifle boxes, because when you buy a rifle, you should keep the box. And then when you've bought like 40 of them, you have 40 rifle boxes that have no purpose in life.
I have to say, is that a market where having the rifle in the box makes a difference? Because I mean, some markets that's a thing.
I guess you could call it new in box if you cleaned it up good enough.
Well, like I have the original Xbox and the original box it came in for Xbox 360, like all of them. I keep the original box.
Now,
we know you
have original. I have the original NES Nintendo that I've bought in pieces and parts over the years, and I bought an original box with cellophane to put it in.
So I don't want to hear your shit about my boxes anymore.
Here's the thing: if you
just bought it, that's what you said.
If you just set all that up, it's worth like $1,300.
I know. That's why, and I'm just.
I have a brown cardboard box that has an Atari 2600 in it.
But is it an Atari box?
But if it was an Atari box, I bet it's worth more.
No, I have the actual Nintendo with the family playing the Nintendo on the box. No fade.
Do you have any box stories?
Mint.
Girls, what do you
got? I might happen to have a few Transformers and G.I. Joes that still have their boxes.
Oh, we can't talk about action figures.
Oh, we can't. So I'm just saying, I felt personally attacked.
See, you have tools which have no monetary value. They're a tool. We're talking about collectibles. There's a difference.
You're 100%
I have the entire set. I have the entire set of Battlestar Galactica robots, all the Cylons, all the different Cylons, all in their boxes from the second Battlestar Galactica.
So we've switched up the theme for tonight. We're going back to hoarding again.
No. I mean,
we're talking about collections. Okay,
which could be done in summer. So real story. We put no effort into coming up with a good topic for tonight, and today I threw the topic up as summer stuff, and we'll figure it out. It's off topic. Do we really need one of those?
Well, does that mean spring cleaning then?
Spring cleaning, summer plans. Are you going? I mean, we already know you're going to the No Names. But it's kind of the end of summer and stuff. But there's a lot of things that need to be done through the year to get to these things. I don't know. I figured it was wide enough open. We could just cut a finger off or something.
No, my hand went all crampy on me.
Well, you'll have that because, like, of what was that last week? You're old.
I am not young.
Welcome to the club.
Well, see, this part of the old wrist, it's been broken too many times for them to even like look at it with a straight face anymore.
Becky, how he's going?
So it is what it is.
Almost.
It's bad when a doctor looks at it and goes, it's been broke so many times we can't tell.
Yeah, what do we even do there?
Yeah, we should have put a screw through there, and I went, nah, I don't like those.
Oh, I actually had to go get a tooth filling yesterday, redone, which was not fun at all.
I just say pull them out. I am not interested in teeth repair.
Well, I had a filling that basically had cracked forward over. It was 25 years. I had it when I was a child, and so they just went in and fixed that for me.
Explains so much. Spread lead.
It was silver. Thank you.
Oh. Yeah. Mr. Fancy over there.
Yeah, I was highfalutin. So Mongols, what do you got
Mongols,
going? You're real quiet down there. What are you doing?
Did you get that SRT going this week?
Yes,
Yeah.
I have got it going already.
Is it
actually.
driving?
Yeah.
It was
have
driving
tried it.
last week.
No, I mean driving. Like we're out on the highway taking
It
laps.
could.
You were
That's
working
going to
on
be tomorrow. That's tomorrow.
Hey.
I found a place that'll inspect it.
Nice.
I've got to clean up a couple more things, and then we're going to go get it inspected, and hopefully get it back on the
Oh, it's
road.
inspectable. Wow, that's impressive.
Wow.
Most of my cars are not inspectable.
No.
like as we
The stuff
speak
I
right
drive,
now.
if somebody was like, "You're gonna inspect that?" I'm done. We're out of here.
Well, Oregon doesn't do inspections.
Well,
they
We
don't
don't.
care.
Not
We
Iowa.
just picked up
Yeah.
one of the last pieces of the puzzle. Well, we just ordered it. We're supposed to get it tomorrow, and that's front strut. How much do you
Oh.
think the front strut is on that?
Oh,
stupid
back up.
thing?
So the front strut that's on it is bent, still working, or just obsolete? Like, what are we talking here?
Obsolete on this
it's-
model. We don't. We don't worry
It's
about
there, but because this thing has the adjustable ride suspension,
Oh,
that.
it's got an extra little module on the
Oh.
strut that's
It's
built into it to help. Yeah, and that part
Ooh.
came
so
off.
450.
Well, that's an interesting guess. Any other guesses?
I'm going to go with 650.
It's Canadian, so I was going to say 650. So I'll say 660.
Well, Mopar retails this at $2,100.
Ooh.
For one?
No, we're all wrong.
I win. I was closest without going over, but oof.
So,
I managed to talk
how
you
much was
down.
the Amazon Chinese version?
Yeah.
$1,500.
Still
Thank you.
get
No.
absolutely
Is that American money or Canadian money?
That's Canadian.
It doesn't matter.
It's
It's still too
bloody
much.
expensive for a strut. A strut.
Yeah.
Not a pair of struts.
Oh, yeah.
A strut.
I mean,
Yeah, if
So-
you're going anywhere right now, Becky, it's the
I
not the
see
time to
Cletus
go
is in
home.
here. I don't want to hear any more complaining about the struts on the Volvo.
you can buy them
No,
like 5 times. Huh?
like all of them. Like
Yeah, every time.
Jesus, holy crap! That's
that was a bit of a
ridiculous.
sticker shock but fortunately that was kind of the most expensive piece. Everything else we
boy.
got, like the steering knuckle was about $500. We got a used steering knuckle for the back for $150.
Yeah, it
with the
retails
boat.
American for 800.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Just pick one up and ship it to him.
Yeah, but there's also like 5 or 6 different ones.
Yeah, that's
You
what I was
have
about to
know-
say. It looks like there's some difference of ones here.
And of course, yours is the expensive
It's the
one.
expensive one. There's 2 that are really expensive.
Why
One
wouldn't
is
it be?
the high performance is what I think we have, and the other one is the competition. I don't know what the difference is, but I imagine one's the Track Hawk and one's the SRT.
So this one says it's for a Hellcat and it's a Bilstein. Is it a Bilstein shock factory?
It's still Bilstein, yeah.
Yep, $750 for the Bilstein Hellcat Durango shock.
Yeah.
So that's the same as what is yours? Am I wrong? That's Durango, right?
No, they're the same. The Jeep Grand Cherokee.
Yeah,
and the
okay,
Durango
so it's-
is-
I was like, I'm pretty sure that's the same thing.
yeah, it is.
So there you go. Just ship it to him. Duty free. Make it through customs. That's probably illegal, isn't it? To buy
Well,
here
we
and
tried
ship
to
to
buy them
you.
used in the States, but no.
How does that work?
Yeah,
you just
can
have-
I like go to my dealership and buy it for way cheaper and throw it in a box and ship it up to you, and that's perfectly okay?
It's roughly the same.
Yeah.
Is it? I don't know what the conversion is.
What
Yeah.
we have to do is there's a place in Sweetgrass where we can ship stuff to.
Okay.
And then we just drive, because I'm pretty close to the border. I can just drive down and go across the border.
There is no way that I am shipping anything
Nice.
out of Southern Oregon to a place called Sweet Grass without it getting freaking getting
I-
some sort of raid on it or something. It's
No,
just
no.
not
I can
happening.
do it now, yeah.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
definitely
I-
opening that
This is
package.
just easy.
I have personally shipped things to you twice, and both times the post office people went, "That's not a real address," and I went, "Yes."
Well,
Yes.
I could
You
almost,
should
drive,
see.
I could almost
Well,
drive down to Wasted's and
Oh yeah, but there's a very eclectic reason he says that. When I would put in leave shits, people would be like, this isn't a real place."
No,
Like
I had the lady literally. I typed it in, she checked it, and then she typed it in to make sure it was a thing because she thought I was lying to her.
You know what the crazy part is? There's one of those the exact same name of my road in Washington. It's a very weird name that you would be like, there's no way there's another. There is another one.
It's like Hell, Michigan. it exists. Well, here's a better one.
The place.
Gayville, South Dakota.
What's wrong with that?
Well, nothing's wrong with that. It predates some things.
What does that have to do? It's a happy place.
It is a happy place. It's
happy.
literally Happyville, South Dakota, and they their school mascot is a pirate. So there's that.
You should probably check and see if we're demonetized now.
Nothing wrong with any of it. It's fine.
That demonetization check.
1 second. We are still monetized. I mean, if we want to talk about that a little bit, I'll talk to that a little bit because I did have a bit of it. So we had
to cut you off. Conversion rate on $800 strut to Canadian is $1,089. So there's that.
So that's still way cheaper.
Yes.
Like 400 Canadian.
So there's obviously some markup there somewhere.
I would assume it's some sort of fee that but we never get back to. Are we allowed to ship it over to him that way?
Well, there's going to
without
be
a import
duties and taxes
tariff
and stuff like that on it too, right? So, but I don't see that equaling another $500.
Yeah. So we're going to circle back around to. I don't live in Canada, and I believe Canada sucks in that manner.
Well, I know you're just saying that because of all the smoke that's been coming down recently.
Yeah, that is exactly why.
He's still, you know what burns his ass? Apparently, ash and stuff from Canada. That's what does.
Yeah, it's like you're up there burning tires. It smells like asphalt. Like it's awful. I don't know what's burning up there, but it's not trees.
Well, I'm shocked that it's made it down to you because you're kind of on the other side of the country from us. So I think you must be getting the fires from like Ontario or something.
Hey, well, I mean, it's all Canada, right?
Canada.
I guess they're all Canada.
He doesn't think that's Canada. Do you not think that's Canada?
Oh, are you one of those where Ontario? That's not real Canada, and you do are you one of those Canadians?
No. I'm saying Ontario is way mile. Like
I thought you were being a Texan there for a second.
No,
it's really
1,000 miles from me. It's like it's a long ways from me.
Isn't everything
I know about Canada? I learned from South Park, so blame Canada.
Everything I have learned from Canada is from Letterkenny. So,
well, to put it in perspective, everyone knows where Montana is. I assume I'm right above Montana.
Yeah.
And Ontario will be right above like Chicago.
Yeah. Right. I knew that. Obviously, dudes did not know this.
Hey, so for the longest time, I'm illiterate when it comes to maps. I go a lot of places, but I say dumb stuff like Chicago is a state.
I believe dyslexic is the word you're looking for when it comes to maps.
Chicago's a state, huh?
Yeah, I think that's a better representation of. You got a little
caught saying that one time. I don't know if I was drinking, but.
What are you talking about? We were also in a conversation where we argued over if brisket was beef or pork.
It's true.
Really?
Yeah.
I remember.
Oh yeah, that was.
At the end of the day, it's all meat. I mean,
like whatever. If you ever seen 113, Ryan, you ask him about his brisket if it's beef.
Yeah, he's like, it's pork. Hey, I was on the pork front. I was like, it's pretty good. It might be pork.
I don't remember. I think I might have flip-flopped on that. I don't remember if I was on the winning side of history in that great debate. I don't even know whose channel that one is on. I think
we just kept that going for a while too.
Oh, we did. It was in a bunch of things, but like when we actually argued over that was on a live at some point.
Yeah, we needed the internet to intervene. That's all I'm saying.
It was bad. Well, the worst part was no one Googled it till way deep into that conversation. We were way further into that argument than we should have been.
It does go back to the old caveat of there used to be a lot more conversation between people that involved a good argument, where now it's just like, oh, I bet, let me.
Yeah, but the problem with that is you just ended up with people being so sure that they were right. At least now you have the Google box that lets you know which one.
It's a self-esteem builder at the end of the day.
You've offended me.
I can tell you,
you should be canceled.
Well,
and then
the pork people were wrong.
That's what the Jews said too.
Oh God, demonetization check.
Hey, what?
Oh, I didn't even get to talk about that part. You totally derailed me as I wanted to talk about it.
Oh,
you did it on purpose, and I get back to it. I don't even care. So there was a couple of videos that it may have been questionable whether or not they were actually ad demonetized for good reasons. So we never fought them. They were lives that they said these should be fully ad revenue. And I'm like, you know what? You're probably right, but I think I'm right, but I'm not willing to go to her. Because when you go to review one of these, they're like, have you made sure? And I'm like, oh, that one was a hard one for me to push the button for. Because I'm like, I think I'm sure, but am I really sure? So when we got off of our live last week, they demonetized this one and then re-demonetized the week prior, which they had already said was good. And I was like,
wow.
Dude, talk. Yeah, well, exactly. I thought that was crazy too. So at that point, who the heck? There's a grown man in an inner tube going through my yard to the creek. Okay.
Cool, in a inner tube, like
he had an inner tube over his shoulder.
Okay, because there's a difference there. In an inner tube, walking around like a duck. That's a whole different deal.
You didn't see it go. I saw it in my screen going across. That's why I stopped and looked. Anyhow, at that point, I said, screw it. And I put all of the videos up as, hey, review them all. And after everyone stopped watching last week's video, they said, oh, this is fully monetizable. Thanks. And then no one watched it anymore. Yeah. You're just going to go.
Well, they'll demonetize this one right away so that no one will watch it.
Well, that's the thing. 3 weeks in a row, they've demonetized it through when everyone was watching it, and then remonetized it as soon as everyone was done watching it. So thanks, YouTube.
Makes sense.
Talk, I know, right? I feel like there should be a space with an exclamation point. Like, if you're going to do it right.
You want it done right, I'll do it right.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I do. Keep that, because we're going to keep coming back to you. And we haven't talked about YouTube Talk on the channel very often.
Should I say, listening to this as a podcast, what is currently happening is there's a banner streaming at the bottom of the screen.
The people
that's actually
listening might want to know that.
I don't know, and I haven't looked into it enough. Where do you get to like? Do you have to watch this for it to be a podcast on YouTube, or is there a place to audio listen to this somehow?
I think they're
on YouTube
stream that. Yeah.
So YouTube Music is where you find this. So where do I see views from YouTube Music at?
I think you obviously have to interject that as a podcast somehow, and then it'll show up as a tab.
So it comes up as a podcast, and it just shows views on the podcast. The podcasts are all of
like a streams.
I don't know. I haven't found how they.
It never shows up as a tab until you have it. It's just like if you go to your channel page, it doesn't show up shorts unless you put up shorts.
Oh no, I have a podcast tab and shows me all the podcast stuff.
I don't believe you.
I mean,
I'm going to bring this back around to the Jeep for a minute, but not
right.
the Jeep.
Jeep it up.
So
Jeep stuff
today.
Oh, it does have a podcast.
You know that the dealer cannot provide you with a program key for your car based off the VIN.
No, because you could just steal somebody's car by having the VIN. You walk up to the car, get the VIN, call it in, get your thing, your car.
No, but you'd still have to show proof of ownership and everything like that, right?
How do you show proof of ownership? You just need
only if you. I mean, you can get the box that makes the keys.
Yes, you can. That's the crazy part to me is like I went to the dealer because I was like, okay, I need to get some keys for this Challenger because I don't have any.
Yeah.
I said, well, you got to bring us the car. I'm like, the car is wrecked, man. I can't bring it the car.
Yeah, if I don't have keys,
it's the only way to do it.
I can't fix the car to bring it to you if the car.
I can barely, So in the end, I quit arguing with him. I said, okay, I'll load the damn thing on a trailer. I'll take it there, and you program it.
I have heard of that before, where you basically have to physically bring the car.
Yeah, but my complaint is you got these people that can plug this thing into the OBD2 reader, clone a key in about 2 seconds. And car.
Well, yeah, well, that depends. I mean, if you want to buy, what is it? Is it the Dolphin thing? Have you seen those? It's a hacker tool essentially. It lets you copy and clone and write all of the key fobs and any signals and things like that. It's what's the name of that thing? It looks like a children's toy.
We probably should not
for the
mention
dolphin.
it if we want to stay monetized.
Probably
No,
not.
We're talking
but-
tools.
Well, this is a tool. Well, and this is the thing because okay, like say you want to you rotate your tires on your GMC truck.
Yeah.
Well, you need to reprogram the freaking RFID or whatever on each one of those steels.
I have
when
one
you
of
do
those.
that. You want or yeah, yes. So this tool is an all-in-one. It will do all of that stuff. It will pick up it.
Now that
can
you
do-
say that, I think I own one of those.
Oh, the little it's white with
Oh, I
orange
guess so.
buttons on it. It looks like a little video
Yeah,
game.
because I bought one to do tires, and it did have other features.
Oh, well, this is different. This is not for automotive. It can be used in the automotive sector and mostly for nefarious things like, cloning key fobs and all kinds of other things of those nature. It's got like a dolphin for a mascot. That's the best I can tell you on it. But
This one.
they're hard to get. What do you?
And we wouldn't
is that
even attempt to try and tell you where to get one.
No.
I mean,
we won't
I
do that.
could if you like. Because
I'll
you can't.
talk to you later.
Oh,
Maybe email him.
okay. Oh, okay. Was out of the loop over here apparently.
Oh,
What are you doing with it? No one can see what you're doing with that cat right now, and I feel like there's an advantage here for our podcast listeners. So we can really give you really can't see what he's doing with this cat. It's wow, okay.
The cat seemed to enjoy it.
It did. It did not leave disappointed, it looked like.
No. It was a happy cat. But
Actually,
actually,
I
that's
think
what
that cat
reminded me of that.
be back.
No, that cat doesn't usually even come around, so I was surprised. She's kind of a derpy cat.
Yeah. So what are we doing this summer? Are we doing anything?
I'm slowly working on my trailer. I fixed the leak on the front of that and tore out a bunch of rotted wood and everything. And one day I'm going to turn that into some sort of camping, glamping rig, essentially, is my plan for the summer. I'd like to take that and go like to the dunes or something.
Are we going to get
Okay.
a limo to tow this?
No, you saw my trailer. It's that big one from the build that was at Cletus's house. It's the 40-foot gooseneck. Yeah. No, I want to put some like fold down. So I pulled the counter and everything out of it because it was not made for that trailer originally. So I'm making that. It was a countertop that somebody had made up like by the Home Depot and then put on top of some cabinets on top of what used to be there. You probably couldn't really see it because there was a bunch of crap on top of everything.
I've watched videos
Inside
where
the
I've seen it.
trailer.
So
Oh yeah.
I think I seen the door open on it. That's about as close as I got to the inside.
So I'm gonna redo some of the interior to get some more width further in, so I can get 2 or 3 rigs in the trailer for when we want to go like to the dunes or something like that. And then I want to build some fold down structure for like beds. Like there's a spot to put beds for traveling up in the gooseneck, but once you get somewhere, mine isn't super tall, which I like, but if you can't really sleep up in the gooseneck because once you're on the bed, there's like maybe this much space between the bed and the roof. So my fat ass.
Claustrophobic there.
Oh, it ain't nothing about claustrophobic, but this tum-tum ain't fitting it. It ain't happening.
Squeezing into an MRI
One
too.
other thing. Someone over here accused us of not watching his channel. Now I will have you know, I will fully watch your wrench review.
Those two do
It
not.
was a pretty green case that your wrenches came in as you demonstrated, and I watched that whole video and a couple other ones.
Now, that's not to say I've never watched any of your stuff, but I don't actively watch it.
if it makes you feel better, I don't watch his.
Oh, I never watch his.
That guy's.
We are the worst consumers of YouTube. I've never claimed to be
I mean,
great.
well,
I have
So,
never
Lynn,
once
who's
come to anyone
friends
and
here?
like,
I'm doing the same thing to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I did watch
fair,
Wasted
though.
almost tip over his
Oh, that caught my eye.
Yeah,
And-
okay. If you're gonna talk about that, when things like that come across from you guys, I totally see it. Like if it shows me your stuff, I will go check it out. But if it's not feeding it to me, I'm not searching.
Yeah, you don't actively.
So
go
I'll
looking.
tell
Now,
you though. To be
I
fair,
actually did roll one over, and I went through the windshield when I did it. It was
Oh.
quite unpleasant.
I have the non-retractable harnesses. They're the ones that are made to, when you crash, they let go once and then you have to replace them all. They're stitched. So the straps are doubled up and stitched. So they break the ones for the G-force and then they're done. So you're strapped into this thing. Like it's not like the ones that have reelers and whatnot.
I'm pretty sure I almost killed myself. Like I'm pretty sure I had a concussion and everything. Like the head was bleeding and whatnot.
Oh yeah.
The stomach was upset. And
it was legit.
It was a pretty legit stupidity moment. Like there's no helmet being worn or anything like that. And
I don't wear the helmet on the side by side for the simple fact, if I'm going to wear a helmet in that type of scenario, I believe I need the Hans, because the extra weight because I'm strapped in, I'm not going anywhere. I'm a 4-point harness that I'm staying with the rig. So now all that extra weight on my head is whipping my dome around at that point is my thought.
And the one I rolled over was not the good type. It came from overseas, we'll say.
Oh no.
Oh yes. Yeah.
The whole Wuhan warrior.
Yeah. So yeah, I was not in good shape after that. And I had my kids were quite young at the time. I just kind of crawled back to the house and just like, I need a nap.
That's what you
Let
do.
me go to sleep right after the concussion. That'll be great.
I was like, no, don't do that. Don't do that.
I'm tired.
So no, last Sunday we went out and I tried a new thing we shot a video on a section of road. They just built this road. It's a logging road. And we shot it like corner for corner going up the road, doing takes and kind of like a Gymkhana type stuff. I've talked about it multiple times and we finally went. And so we took the tripod and this camera right here and would set that up for the long shots. And then she was doing shorts on her phone as well. And that's where so that one where we tipped was, I was supposed to come in there and rip a fat donut in there. And that was going to be the end of the video. And so I came in the first time and she basically told me it was lame. The first time I came in and I screwed it up. And so I didn't even make a good donut. The second time I came in, I pulled the donut off. And she was like, I don't know if she said it was lame or she didn't get a good shot, but she basically like egged me to get another one. And then the one you saw where I tipped that was my third attempt at it. And I tipped it up and that wasn't that bad. I went a fourth time, which I think will be tomorrow's shorts. And I really tipped the shit out of it. Like I cranked on it so hard that when I whipped the wheel back, because I'm running the fronts on my front tires on my back, front tires are rotated right now.
Front to the backs.
Yeah.
Back fronts.
My front tires are a little wider now because of the rears on the front, and they make a little contact with the steering arms there. So when I yanked it back, the rim actually hit, and you could hear it because it was so I was tipped probably about that far on the second one.
Well, it's a good thing you can't bend those things then.
I checked it just gouged it a little bit. It'll be fine. I today swapped everything back to fronts to backs. I've already ruined those tires that I bought a little while ago. I need a tire sponsor. Fox, how's it going, brother? Everyone saying hey. Yeah, so the problem is I keep having a hard time figuring out what tires do you run when you're just going to be drifting corners all the time on a side-by-side.
Used ones.
You run tires that are built for like rally.
Well, I've looked into that. The rally stuff, it depends on the stage. They change their tires a lot on stage. So tenors, I think that's how you say that. Makes a set, but they're stupid expensive.
Here's a Kumo for like 133 a piece.
What size? Okay, I need something in a 15 by 10.
This is a 210, 215, 75, R15.
75 is the sidewall? That's not terrible.
So I could probably find this in a 31, 10, 50. Well, here I got
31s would be where I'd need to stay right around 31, 10, 5, somewhere in there.
So like a 39.5 would be fine. 39.5 would be better for your 8-inch wheel.
7-inch wide is what we're running, not 8.
Oh, so then you'd be perfect for a 31.9 or 39.
Well, I'm running 10s now. I don't really want to get much skinnier. realistically. Do I? I currently run on, so they come stock with a 9-inch front tire and a 11-inch back tire. Oh. And then I set it up to run 10s all the way around because it was kind of an in-between, and it lets me rotate my tires more. Oh, we lost models. So I don't know.
Moving on, though.
We're inverted. Oh, man.
Hey.
235, 75, 15.
Yep, that's a standard F-150 tire right there.
235 is thin, though, isn't it?
Yes, it's not wide.
No.
But it's the same height you're looking for.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, 75, I think is because I want as much sidewall to an extent.
There's a conversion chart for this.
I don't run a lot of air pressure in there, which you would think I'd have a lot of problem with side roll and rollover on tires, but the centrifugal on those tires keeps them
not the rather centrifugal, it's the fact that you don't have any weight.
Both, maybe? I'm going to start, no, I'll destroy a camera. I was going to say, I'll start putting a camera pointing at that so I can see it, but it'll just...
A 215/75/15 is a 27-inch tall tire.
So I need to be taller than that.
Okay.
I need to be 30. I'm running 30s right now, and the clearance is definitely 9 1/4 wide.
So 30-inch tire.
So you need but your 75 depends on your first number. So if you run a 265/75, it's going to be a taller tire.
Yes.
Yeah, because
size conversions.
265 is the width. 265 is the width. 75 is the percentage of the width.
Of the width, yes.
Yeah. So it's going to be 30 by 9.
30 by 9, or 30 by 10 would be ideal, realistically.
15.
Or 10 and a half, realistically. I mean, somewhere in there.
Well, then you're just at 30, 31, 10, 50. Can you go 31?
I could totally do a 31, 10, 50. Yeah.
Well, then just do a 31, 10, 50.
Well, okay, but what lug pattern do you run? Because that's what I've been noticing. The further the lugs are apart, the more I destroy the crap out of them because I'm just spinning tires, you know what I mean? The thing just lives at like 8,000 RPM around the turns.
Okay. Oh, these got more expensive. So 31, 10, 50 to get the Kumo Road Venture, that's an actual essentially rally tire, is $226 a piece.
A tire.
And
then it's okay. So if that's going to make it through that's the real question. I don't want to dump a bunch of money into a good tire and then destroy it in 6 months because that. I know what you say. Just stop sliding around corners. I know. Well, that's why the tires I have now were cheap. They were $500 delivered. They were a good tire to figure it out. And what I figured out is they're not good.
What ply is the tire you're currently running?
8 ply.
Oh, that's okay.
Why? What are you getting?
Now, I like to use our
that's a hard tire
that we don't have.
I want a harder tire though.
We don't have discounttiredirect.com.
Yes, I have used those a couple of times. I've used I think Priority Tires who I currently am with, but I've used them for a lot of things. Discount.
Yeah, I use Discount Tire Direct all the time because they ship really quick. The shipping's free, so you know.
Okay, so that's a pretty close lug pattern.
Oh yeah, Walmart uses some cheap tires too.
Out of Wally, and that's a 31, 10, 5, 15.
That's the Kumo 31, 10,
Ooh,
50.
It's only a 6 ply though.
Yeah, but I think you'd be okay with a 6 ply. I think 10 ply is too hard.
10 ply is that's why normally we end up with an 8, but I think 10 ply might be what I want because those tires take a shit ton of abuse spinning the way. Because I gotta remember, I'm on rocks and all kinds of.
I know you are, but being that hard could be tearing them up more than you think because the rubber's too hard.
Because the rubber's too hard.
It's not flexing, it's just tearing.
Well, so right now what I'm having is I'm literally cheese grating the lugs off of the tires.
Center. And you said it was the center.
No. I'm doing the whole tire. It's pretty even across the lug pattern.
Well, then you're just destroying tires. That's fine.
I know. It's 100%. I am destroying the tires. I know that. I just would like to find a tire that I destroy. Here's the deal. I like going sideways around the corners too much to stop. I'm not going to stop. I'm trying to find a way to do it less expensive.
Yeah, you even bought yourself a fancy little lever so you can go around.
And I'm actually no, it's a misconception, and I do not do well initiating a drift with it because you can't be on the brake and in the power at the same time because there's no clutch. So I can't build engine pressure or engine power and boost, e-brake in, have the RPMs up, and then clutch out and go. So that's been a bit of an issue. But coming down into turns and coming down hills and being able to steer the front end freely and steer with the rear end has been really helpful.
Where you going, Mongo?
Oh my God, they're so expensive.
Well, I gotta take my kid to karate, so.
Oh, karate.
Karate.
Didn't you hurt yourself in karate a while back?
Yeah, you notice I said I gotta take my kid to karate. I didn't say I'm going to karate.
Yeah. I stopped playing them kids games.
The last time the children hurt me at karate.
I did that super cool triple backflip.
I hurt myself just fine.
Ripped my groin right out of myself.
Leg.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I find out next week exactly how bad actually.
Oh, you're still dealing with that.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
the doctor gave me one of those phone calls. He's like, "You should come in and we should talk." I'm like, "Oh, great."
Oh,
in person talk.
They're going to want
extra charges for this discussion.
It sounds to me like you might be getting some aftermarket parts there, bud.
No, I don't think it's that bad. I think they probably would have called me if that was the case. And said, "You should come in now," rather than "You should come in 2 weeks."
Well, to be fair,
I don't know. I kind of think your summer plans might end up being recovery.
No, I got too much work to do for that. I gotta get cars built.
I hear you.
Yeah, huh?
I hear you.
See that? So you're hobbling around to physical therapy.
That is my physical therapy: is get out and build some cars. Right?
I love when you bring that mic in like you're gonna give us a Good Morning Vietnam or something like that.
Is it still hot? The mic?
Hot mic?
Is it a hot
No, you're
mic?
good. I turned your mic down.
Okay.
Oh no, I was talking about he pulled his mic out of the nowhere.
Oh, I see.
You two realize you have like a real
He's about to
setup
drop
going
some
on.
wisdom on us.
If it gets too loud,
dude,
let me know. I'll mute my mic because we're driving now and it might get loud with the truck.
It is a bit.
It is a bit aggressive.
Yes. Okay. How about now? Better?
Oh.
Tell us the tales of the new Blue Fairlane.
Oh yes.
Okay, I'm gonna mic and I'll just listen for a bit.
All right.
I think.
How fast can that truck go? It's in kilometers. No one knows, man.
Yeah.
You know, I actually have a camper that is in kilometers because it came from Kanakistan. And that thing has a red limiter on 55. And I'm just like, what is going on there? And then I realized in Kanakistan numbers, that's pretty good.
Becky, did you make it home yet? Kanakistan numbers, that's pretty good. Oh man. Look at it. He's like, no.
That's not good. Our numbers are lower than your numbers.
Are they?
Yeah.
They're doing the conversion. Oh, that's really bad.
That is really bad.
So it's 55 kilometers. So it's
that's like 30 miles an hour.
Oh dang. That speedometer is messed up then. It is a Dodge, so
that explains a lot.
it's a Class A motorhome with a 318.
Fox,
so
you want to know what the new blue one looks like? It looks a lot like the old one.
That's twins.
Twins.
Please tell me they came from the same factory and they're like only one or two off in their VIN numbers. Like
I actually haven't decoded them.
Shut up.
I haven't decoded them. I should do that.
That would be awesome if they were on the line together.
Well, it doesn't really matter at this point, but
It might.
Oh, it matters.
Oh.
They may have came from the same state.
Oh wow.
Mm-hmm. So, funny thing is,
same guys at the factory work on
everything good on the yellow one is bad on the blue one, and everything great on the bad on the blue one is good on the yellow one. It's really weird. Like they complement each other's parts, like exactly.
So
It's
you
like,
actually might be able to make one good car out of two.
yeah, it's kind of dumb.
You will. Okay, so you will forgive me that I honestly don't believe you're ever going to finish a Fairlane.
Oh, I will.
Listen,
so many Fairlanes.
It's so many because I feel like you've given back to only completing one.
I spent the whole day taking all of the worst parts I had and sticking them back on the yellow one so that the freshly rebuilt nice parts could go over to the blue one.
Yep.
Now, the blue one has decent parts on it, but they're not freshly rebuilt. So I didn't want to waste all that fresh rebuilt love on the yellow one.
It sounds to me like you're just doing this all twice, maybe 3 times.
But I'm really good at it now.
It
that's the point.
Like,
I can change out the whole front suspension in like 2 hours.
Is the hood scoop moving over to the blue one? I mean, I'm just curious.
So when the motor gets put in the blue one, we had the discussion on it is a much higher high-rise intake than what is factory. So at the point that it does hit the hood, we're definitely going to have to respray the yellow hood.
But wait, the whole reason you bought this car was for the hood.
Exactly. Well, no, it was for the hood latches. I didn't have any of the hood latches. So I can actually put hood latches off the blue hood back on the yellow hood and have hood
this story, it just writes itself. You can't make this stuff up. I mean,
so here's the crazy part.
Oh my God.
I didn't realize until just recently, even when we picked up the car, the blue one, it has 2 hood latches. I only ever thought they had 1. So I'm like blown away. Like this guy took 2 hood latches off. He doubled down with his no hood latch having self and removed both hood latches when the factory was like, no, you need 2 of these to keep these hoods on.
We don't need that where we're going.
Oh, that's great.
So, fun fact, when you have really bad hubs that you stick old studs in and you don't have a drum on there anymore because you threw that away, it's junk. And then you put your wheel on, your wheels now go on tight enough that they hit the ball joints, and that creates a whole other problem. And then you just tighten them down a little harder, and then it strips the splining out of the stud, and then all your studs spin with the lug nut. And that gets extra.
You should not be able to tighten it down enough to strip that out.
Well, Ford.
So okay, yeah.
Now, Ford, originally, they actually put these extra pinnings in, so you couldn't do that. But when you buy the aftermarket studs, they don't have those. So then the aftermarket studs, they just go zip and just rip out all the splining. And then what you do is you take it all off at the hub, because now you can't take the lug nuts off because they just spin. And you pull the whole hub bearing out, hub, wheel, assembly, and all, and you throw it on the garage floor, and you just really send it with a welder. And you just weld all those things in there real good to the cast, and then they're mint.
Well, I mean, as long as you heated it up with a torch first, it'll be fine.
Oh, no, I just heated it up with all of the welder.
I mean, did you crank it to 11?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So that
I watched the lights dim when I turned that baby up.
Oh, so it was penetration.
Yeah, it was melting things. And those studs, they're in there good now. Now, heat treatment on the hub might not be so great, but it's not going to go at wheel speed ever again. So
the real worry is probably the heat treatment you put on the stud.
But here's the point. It's never going to be put on the road with those hubs or any of that front suspension. That is literally storage suspension. So,
okay, I just want to into the future here, where we go to Dudes with Wrenches has Dudes No More, and somebody sells this car. Dude's like, oh yeah, this thing's awesome. Let's roll it down the road.
That guy's problem, because I also didn't hook up any of the brakes when so it has none of those.
What I can't wait for is when he finds a third Fairlane to use as parts to put the yellow one back together. That's what I'm waiting for.
It's way dumber than that. It's way dumber than that.
So, what we're doing with the yellow Fairlane and long-term plans is it's a full shell. We're only going to use the shell of the Fairlane. We're going to cut her out stem to stern.
Because that's what really should have happened to that car in the first place.
Because all the subframes, all of the rear, everything that has a suspension component bolted to it is rustier than the suspension components themselves. So we're going to cut all that out, stem to stern. We're going to hang this shell over a tube chassis and then put whatever power plant we want in it. And it's going to be like a Colombian dictator / Australian burnout car. And that's it.
Oh my God, if you don't put little freaking flags up on the front, but with some derpy design, for like Fairlane.
He's got to have his Dude Wrenches logos on him.
See, I know, but I don't think you should put that on the. I think if you're going with the full dictator thing, you need to come up with some freaking hand-drawn flag for Fair Ladies Land or whatever,
and you got to have the music playing from Cannonball Run when the Sheik pulls up.
Yep.
Ooh.
So I made a short one time talking about how fun it was to be driving in that car when it was drivable, and I mentioned it's like I'm driving around like a Colombian dictator, walking through the poppy seed fields, and then I fact checked myself, and Colombia does not have poppy seed fields. So then I was just like, nope, that's not accurate.
I don't know why I tell you, but those are two different powders. Well, one's a brown powder, one's a white.
I didn't quite know my facts on that, so I had to retract that short.
Had to fact check yourself.
It's not a bad thing that you didn't know.
Just left it up and let the comments.
Oh yeah, if it doesn't have tassels on the flags too, that doesn't work. Yeah.
You gotta have the tassels running the length of the windshield too.
So is that your summer plans, dude? Is that what you're going to be doing?
So my current plans is I have moved over all of the worst suspension onto the yellow one and modified that in ways that I never thought I would cobble together. But once I was done, I was pretty satisfied with the cobbling I had accomplished. And it rolls again.
Sent me pictures. He was so satisfied with the cobbling.
I was like, wow, I should have done this earlier. I could have had it rolling a year ago, but I wasn't willing to cobble this badly. But now that I know the car isn't coming back.
Which is how I do all of the work I do.
Yeah. So when I knocked out the lower ball joint that was to be removed from the lower control, or the lower control that was never to be used again, I beat that out with a very large hammer, and it left it bent and without very many threads left. So I did find a castle nut that was of similar sizing, and I was like, I'm just going to retap this ball joint, and then I can put this nut on it, and we'll be good. And then I went, I don't have a tap that big here. So let's just put the castle nut on there and then just send it with everything the impact has until it stops, and then back it off and do that again about 10 times until it creates threads in one or the other thing.
And that's because cross threads are better than no threads.
Yeah.
Agreed. Yeah.
So this car has a lower ball joint on one side. That was an option at a certain point, but I didn't want to boil all the grease out of the ball joint and ruin.
Yeah, ball joints get real unhappy when you weld them, and then if you're really not careful, they will explode.
Yes.
Like you can make the
pocket of grease.
Yeah, if you keep it contained enough, it will.
Ask me how I know.
Is our safety tip for this program, folks?
Yeah,
ball joint will explode if you.
We need to get for this one the more you know thing.
Yes, we need that.
Hit button.
Andy, don't try this at home warning.
Yeah.
I feel like there is no one who watches us that goes, you know what? I'm going to go do what those idiots did.
So when we pulled it out of the driveway.
Well, maybe you. I was talking more for us up here. You do actually how-to videos.
Well, there's that.
Yeah. People actually watch your channel for knowing what to do.
Yeah, they
you guys do actual like how-to stuff. Like the both of you have how-to things.
I don't know.
We are very much farcical entertainment up here.
Yeah.
Jesus, what is the prescription there?
I do have a warning on my channel not to do what I do.
It's strongly implied, and if you can't figure out that you shouldn't do the things I'm doing, you're probably the right kind of guy to hang out with. So,
yeah. Can you tell which eye I can't see out of?
Your left one. Yeah. I think mine's the same.
Wow. That is some magnification right there.
The right one isn't actually a lens, so it's just glass to make it look so it's not like a monocle.
Well, I think I'm like, you don't have anything in that right one?
No.
Because I think
dudes with monocles. I like it.
Oh, dude,
Evidently, I looked into that. So there was a time where my left eye is jacked. It's blind. So I thought about like that'd be sweet. Like
I really like this idea.
They don't do monocles anymore because it paralyzes your face.
What?
Yes. If you hold your eye to hold a monocle in and squint, it'll actually cause nerve damage in your orbital nerves. And then your face will permanently be jacked up.
Okay, well, how often are you actually gonna wear it?
Well, that I know, but that's why they stopped doing it.
There's a fix for that. Now, there's an easier fix, right? These days, piercings are really in. Just put a piercing down. Right. Yeah,
like a hinge.
Put a piercing there.
Yeah, you can hinge it.
It's time to see. But here's the best part. So my glasses don't actually allow my eye to see, which is the worst part about it. So what that lens is actually doing is it keeps the eye unfocused, because if my left eye focuses, it gives me headaches, because when my right eye gets tired from doing all the work, the left eye is like, I got this. And it doesn't, because it's a blind. And then it gives me a headache. So the glasses stop the left eye from thinking it's better than it is.
I got this. It doesn't.
Yeah.
That's like me fixing something. I got this. I didn't.
I don't know how exactly to pull this off, but that's the t-shirt right there.
Yeah.
The best thing to do is to go to a new eye doctor and have them look at your eyes and be like, no, I can't see. I can't see. I can't even see the big E with the left eye. And then they're like, well, let us look in your eye. And they look in my eye and they go, your eye is perfectly fine. I think you're lying. And I go, no, take that deep picture thing you do. And they take that deep picture thing and they look at the nerves and they go, oh, you don't have any nerves in there. Yeah. That's why that eye's broken.
Yeah. So all you need to do is get your shit hooked back up.
That would be cool, because if they could come up with a surgery to like reattach and make new nerves where they're all dead and dismembered in there, that'd be great.
Well, so it's easy. You just you pull the socket out, and just
pull it
blow
out.
it. Yeah. Put a little. What is that stuff you get in the thing? You know, the comes in the pack that we never use, dielectric grease, and then just right back in the back.
Grease up the old circuits.
I mean, I'm not telling you to spit in it. That'd be, unhygienic.
I'm just saying, I used to be a lot smarter before I smashed my head in enough to kill nerves.
I find that to be questionable.
Well, I'm going to keep saying it.
I know you are, but you've told me the story of how you did that, and then all of the things you did leading up to that point, which makes me say I have a hard time believing that you were smarter before that accident.
I was so much smarter. I was like a genius.
Well, the only one I know of is when you rolled multiple times in a car.
Yeah,
that's it.
Is that the one?
That's the one. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But there was a bunch of crashing cars before that one. That came,
No, because I didn't drive before that one. So crashing cars came after that one.
So you're telling me all of the driving trucks through fields and rolling and all of that was after that?
Yeah.
That was after, really?
So maybe you were smarter before then.
Yeah, maybe you were smarter.
There might be some merit to what you're saying.
Yeah, there may be something there.
Just saying.
They'll know. You got to read this in the announcer voice.
Like a warning. Herbs and go to the eye doctor. Even if you drop Visine in there, they know. I see sound. Oh,
that's not how herb works, bud.
I hear what you're seeing.
Yep.
And if it is, I'm gonna need to try that.
Number 1 or number 2? I don't know.
Oh, I love that one. Yeah, number 1, number 2. That's the same thing, bud.
A or B. So half the time, I think they're just testing you, and they're doing like this one's the same.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Here's the thing. I could not do that job without screwing with somebody, because I would totally.
I would just have the whole apparatus. There'd be a secondary one that would just swing in, and all of them would be the same. It just have like 18 clickers, and every lens would be the exact same, and it would just be a thumbprint on every one of them, just a smudge.
Oh Yeah, or have some sort of something inappropriate that's instead of it being a clear lens, it's just
Yeah,
gotcha.
like a really blurry, like just like a thing coming in from the side, just
or like the old pens when you turned them upside down and the lady would lose something.
Yeah, exactly. Some sort of
every time you
and that's why we would all be fired from our optometrist.
I mean, I'd put a waiver at the door. I mean,
this is who's going to sign the waiver to be screwed with at the eye doctor?
Who reads waivers?
Even me, who's like, okay, I'm down for a good time. I'd probably be like, yeah,
read out like this. And if you feel that your eyes are not being properly taken care of with the insertion of sexual objects, and then just,
So you're human sentai padding this, right? You're just terms of service. We signed it and we have no idea. And
you got all these wives at home going, honey, how come you're checking your eyes every week now? Like, I'm glad you're looking after yourself.
Yeah. So
I don't know if it's a pleasure.
Dude's reference was for something more phallic in nature, and yours was for something more far less phallic.
I mean, sounds more like a sad ending than a happy ending.
Your references are very
twisted there. You gotta have the drama in the show. Come on now.
I mean, look, if you're headed back to the doctor for that, well,
I mean, that's probably cheaper. I don't know.
Yeah.
It probably is. Yeah.
I don't know.
Could be
cheaper than a strut.
No, not cheaper than a Jeep Strut.
Anything's cheaper than that strut.
Jeep Strut. That has its own meaning right there.
Yeah. You gotta be careful how you say that.
Yeah.
We're gonna get demonetized for saying Jeep Strut.
Oh yeah, that's a new word. I've always, and this is a funny word that I've always felt every time I've heard it, I've been like, what? No, that's not what that means. So they have food trucks that we have on Fridays. Food Truck Friday, they do it all downtown. There's all these different trucks. And their big thing down there is street tacos. Come down and get some street tacos from the food truck. And everybody's about their street tacos. And they have these. And every time I hear street tacos, I think that's like a phrase used by, a certain profession of people with shiny shoes and big hats and canes. Ladies of the night.
Yeah, I've heard it referred to people that have careers in dancing, for example.
Yeah.
Street. No.
You want some street tacos? You want to buy some street tacos? Yay.
No. So street tacos are they're you buy them from the street. So from
delicious.
Southern California, they were just street tacos. Okay, it's kind of like when you go. He never went overseas much.
I know.
It's like street meat. We would, there were the freaking teriyaki chicken on a stick or whatever.
Say that again. I'm gonna go down to the lower fourth and get some street meat.
Street meat, man. I'll tell you what. You know why we call it street meat? Because they say it's teriyaki chicken, but you never see any cats or dogs around, and I also don't see a lot of chickens. So
but you're not following.
I know I'm following, and I'm refusing to. I'm refusing to engage. There's a difference.
Refusing to engage. That's what she said. She only engages for $1.95 an hour. That's a pretty good deal.
That's a pretty good deal, actually.
Well,
okay.
Do you do head gaskets for that price?
I mean,
the bull head gasket.
No, have you seen that? Have you seen that meme?
More in depth.
Have you seen that meme where they just engaging? And they're like, "I'll do anything for $20," and it's like, "Do you pull transmissions?"
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I'll do anything for $20. What about a water pump on a Dodge minivan?
That's not that bad.
Yeah, how about a timing belt on a PT Cruiser?
Exactly. Are you doing it for $20?
I mean, parts included.
I mean, if you're gonna do it for $20, I'll buy the parts.
All right. I mean,
worth it for me.
Just got to pull that motor mount. It's not that bad.
Yeah. You got to do a whole bunch of stuff that I don't want to freaking do. It's worth.
And then when the 10mm busts off in there, you get to take the whole faceplate off the motor, and then you get to rethread it and to bolt the water pump back on after you pull the oil pan.
Exactly. Yeah. So for $20, if you're doing it, I'll pay for the new one, and you can do
that.
That
was 2 weeks of water pump right there.
Dodge minivans. Everyone had one, and John's mom had the minivan that we did a bunch of work to. That's great.
John's mom.
Yep, John's mom.
John's man.
I've worked on several minivans myself.
I avoid minivans like the plague.
Cheap struts. That needs to be you and Cletus's new compilation. Cheap struts.
I mean, is it cheaper to buy a welder and make any strut fit at a certain point? I mean, because you can make it happen.
Well, I mean, just goes down to Ryan's if he's going to do that. Then Ryan's got his welder down there.
You know what?
So what are you going to do? Just make your own new top mounts that basically adapt? I mean,
just get something that fits and just weld things in so you can bolt them on. It's fine.
Facts.
It's funny because most vehicles I own are cheaper than those struts.
That's true.
Not wrong.
That's why I never want
to just do a
anything.
Confucius says that welders are cheaper than struts.
Yep. Hey,
but that's a t-shirt right there.
Don't struts kind of act like ball joints if you try to weld to them?
Well, I mean, you don't weld to the strut. You just make new mounts.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, you don't.
We're just making new mount holes.
You can weld to the rod on a strut.
Here's the thing: is I could go get the non-adjustable strut for like $150.
Wouldn't that throw the computer off?
It'll be
and I have to go through a salvage inspection. So if
I have an engine light, check light.
I'm gonna have lights on or something like that. It's not going to pass the inspection. So
all the street tacos in Iowa have corn tortillas.
What other tortilla is there?
Flour.
Yeah,
like the far superior taco. Yeah,
it's erased.
Yeah, like burrito stuff.
Yeah,
probably. I mean, I don't know. I go back.
Never mind. I'm retracting from this conversation. I'm wrong.
Oh, did you just figure out you're on the wrong side of that? Don't even. I do. So to be fair, we do this a lot where when one picks, we just automatically go to the other side of it, even if that's actually our side. So, but yeah, no corn. I mean, if the corn are fried, I do like a good fried corn tortilla.
Yeah.
Good. All right, sorry, mongrels. I off topic it really hard.
Well, the show is called Off Topic.
Yeah.
So it's quite okay.
I saw Fox's comment and I got all excited.
A lot of toy haulers.
Yeah. Everyone's, I mean, it's the weekend. Everyone's going to the dunes and
to the recreation sites with the things.
So tomorrow morning, I'm getting up and going to overland the rig way out into the mountains to meet up with a bunch of people that are going out to go camping and stuff. And I'm gonna see if I can find them. Maybe I won't. Maybe I will.
Maybe we'll find some street tacos.
If I find street tacos out there, I'm gonna be so
they're on
happy.
Meth.
Dude, listen,
I can do whatever I want with them.
Street tacos in the woods are gonna be like one of those like I know that van is probably creepy and I'm probably gonna get offended, but it says free.
That makes it so much worse.
I bet you it's a green and yellow van with mystery machine painted on the side of it.
Come on over to the mystery machine in the woods to get some street tacos of the no.
And by the time
so much.
Oh God!
Let's go back to this trip.
Tree tacos. Let me get some of those tree tacos.
They were delicious, but they stole my wallet. Worth it.
That dog was talking to me, dude.
Oh yeah, there's some big dude. Going to every time I've ever gone to the dunes on like a big weekend, there's just so much money out there. Just the rigs some of these guys pull up.
That just sounds weird too. Like so much money. There's money. You just go out and steal it, or
money?
Like money
spent.
No,
spent. Yeah, like even just running rigs that burn fuel that costs.
You only show up with your cool stuff to show off to other people, and that's the day whenever people are there.
So that is true because I hate going when everyone's there. I'd rather go when no one's there because I'm about playing, not like chilling.
Back in the day, when I was
back in the day,
child, in the early 1800s,
1895.
I used to spend my summers at a lake, and we would never bother to go out in the boat on the weekends. I mean, I'd spend the whole summer there, and weekends would roll around, and the lake would be flooded with boats and people. And
time to take the day off.
During the week, oh man, we're out there, sun up to sundown. It was great.
Yep.
The weekends, like 4th of July.
It just goes to show you This really goes back into what we talked about last week. Is that people just ruin everything.
Yeah,
they can.
Oh yeah.
Well, but this is where I like having my old boat that I put into the water with the 2-stroke 70 horse Chrysler on it, and I fire that thing up, and the smoke's coming out
with
of it.
extra oil.
Oh yeah. Nice.
Like
Just the USS polluting everything.
it's like, all right, let's go have some fun.
2-stroking just into the world. Fuck you,
Yeah.
Mother Nature.
Alex, the RPMs. It'll be okay.
That really sounds like a more American thing than you would think. But
Yeah.
no.
Why do you go 2-stroke, Bill? I like to hear her sing. Whoop, whoop.
It's the torque. I like the torque.
I mean, yeah.
So back to the what am I doing?
I thought we finished with you. Jesus,
No,
not
we're
everything's
done.
about
We
you.
just we're dabbling off into Fairlane world.
Barely even started.
What do you mean dabbling
So-
off into Fairlane? That's like
So
all
the
your whole
Fairlanes are
world.
both in the
Why don't we
yard now.
talk about it anyways?
The Fairlanes have made it into the yard. They're down there. We're not looking at them now. They're done. They're done. They'll sit down there. I moved to Lincoln today.
So you yanked all the good parts off of both of them.
Yeah.
And then put them both in the backyard.
They're both in the backyard.
So you essentially took 2 vehicles, made them completely unusable, and then on to new things to do.
Well, back onto the things that have been canceled since Fairlane projects have come in, because I feel like we need a reset of things getting done. So Fairlanes need to go into the yard for a while. So tomorrow, Camaro gets fixed. Pretty sure I broke it way worse this afternoon. So it's good and broke now.
You knew it was broken already.
Oh,
you
I totally knew I was
you,
broken.
you knew you were
And
pretty
I've been
sure
babying it.
When so I know
I've
when you
been
parked
babying
it,
it.
you parked it out there. You said that you parked it, you were good to it, you were surprised, and that it would be good, and you'll fix it next. And then you forgot about that.
So it was in front of the house, and there's some kids down the street, and they're like, "Hey!" And I'm just like, "All right, we'll send her down the street." And it hit second gear real hard, walked sideways, and then we came up and hit third, and it kind of walked sideways, and I felt the tail shaft of the transmission hit the floor of the car. So what was left of the tranny mount is no more. And then when I turned it around, I heard a lot of binding and smacking of things, and I was like, "Yeah, we broke."
At least the drive shaft wasn't slapping things.
Because the torque, you would think that torque arm would keep the transmission from hitting the floor. No, it wouldn't.
It won't. Once the transmission mount goes completely, it's just a whole lot of everything hitting the floor.
Your transmission and your rear axle are doing this.
Yep.
In that car. Yep.
Yep. And with a solid spool rear differential,
yeah,
it doesn't like any of that.
Like I said, at least you didn't hear the bang, tang, bang, 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 tang, tang. That would have been worse.
So tomorrow, we're actually going to put a tranny mount in it and fix all the problems. And we've acquired a new problem. It actually is leaking power steering fluid more than it's leaking transmission fluid, which is crazy. So we figured out what's wrong with that, and the seal is completely out of the steering box, which, mind you, I have a brand new steering box for a 3rd gen Camaro in storage. So I'm going to go get that in the morning.
No, you got something for your 3rd gen Camaro in storage?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I've torn apart 2 of them.
Do you know, speaking of
tear apart 6,
Camaro,
fix 1.
I have a way back in the day.
Way back.
When I bought my IROC new. No, it was 1989. But I was working at a Chevy dealer, and I actually
BC.
Before I quit working at before I quit working at said Chevy dealership, I got a whole bunch of parts under warranty that are still sitting in the back of the car.
So what are you saying? Your car was
factory messed up.
I'm
a little confused.
No,
he's backing up.
I just looked at all the things that went wrong with those cars and just got.
You just spare parted yourself. Nice.
Yeah.
Well, okay. But you
have factory old stock or new stock or old new stock.
I literally have a new old stock leather steering wheel for it that I got under warranty.
So why don't you just have a spare car? You said you got everything that went wrong with those cars.
He has one of those.
Spare car.
Oh, okay.
Well, the only thing that
I've had a few other IROCs since then. Okay.
Cletus, that'll be interesting over there. We'll have to. We get done about an hour. We'll have to see how crazy it goes with all the new subscribers and everything.
Yeah,
Should be. I know when we did dudes one, when your shit came up and they poured in there, it's like
Oh my God,
what
that
was
was
it?
crazy.
I know, like seriously, we put it on slow, and we're gonna slow roll into that one. And I remember it started, and no one was saying anything, no one showed up, and he had that look of, "See, I told you, no one's gonna come." And then there was so many damn people there, it was insane. And now, dude's like, "We don't ever do those again."
No, that was the last one. We do these ones.
It was great though.
Oh, well, so we were going to talk about something, and then we were like, screw it, no one's here, we're not going to talk about anything. And then everyone came in, and we just talked about, there's a lot of people that wanted to ask you what they thought about their car, which I thought was kind of weird.
Which was weird.
Like, they would just comment, Chevy 2500 2015, what do you think?
Yeah.
It's like,
sounds like a car.
Yeah.
Sounds like a big truck.
Wow.
Expensive truck.
So retract. Camaro gets fixed tomorrow. Camaro will be running and driving daily as of the end of tomorrow.
Unless you find something very
fixed.
broken.
I'll fix it. That'll be fine.
Okay, can I make a prediction real quick before we move on to the next one? He finds something bad, buys another Camaro 6 months from now. They're both out back next to the Fairlanes.
They got all the good parts taken off.
But I've already done that. So all the good parts are in a storage unit. This was the one from all the other ones. How do you think I built this car?
Oh, shit.
I mean, this is not a new story. This is the same story, just a different
well,
car.
that works as long as all the bots show up for the live. That's the thing. It's like it will work.
You can have quite the conversation with AI. We've
oh my God.
Quite
so we actually haven't done that on this show. We did that before we started doing this thing.
This is the same show. Don't we?
Well, it's not according to the
yourself.
podcast. They're separated.
Oh, those aren't part of the podcast list?
They're a separate podcast. So I have my lives and you have this. They're two different things.
So those are the ones where I convinced it I was an attack helicopter, and then later on it decided I was an attack helicopter.
Yes, it very much, when you try to chase it down for your pronoun, that was a good one.
I'm an Apache.
It was
not happy with us that day.
No. And to be fair, that was one of the ones I had demonetized and was going to just leave, and then I forced it, and they're like, "Oh no, it's fine, it's good." Actually.
Oh really?
Yeah, no, that one's
of course it was fine.
Okay, yeah. No, when it was all said and done, they returned them all on, so there's no rules. We can do everything.
I guess we should have done that a long time.
What about this one? Is it demonetized yet?
Oh God, you're gonna make. Oh no.
You gotta check. You gotta keep checking.
This guy keeps. They're not going to let that go.
Probably not.
He needs a limo. I mean,
well, I want the limo.
We're still good as of right now. We'll see.
Yeah.
Well, see, if I go and do the limo anymore, then I'm obligated to do things with it, and then I have all these plans I'd have to change.
That's why I have not been provoking on you. I do not want to ride in that freaking limo.
I tell you, it's.
What about?
Blake, what's up, brother?
You riding a hearse?
I would buy a hearse.
I'll sell you my
actually. I would not have as big a problem riding in the back of the hearse.
So here's what I've always said about a hearse: no one dies in a hearse.
It's true.
Yeah.
They're already dead.
Oh, yes.
I mean, ambulances, maximum deaths. Like, I don't understand why anybody would be like, let's buy an ambulance. No, that's had a lot of people die in it.
Especially the ones with the the Ford motors that would die and leave people places. Was it the 6.7s?
People are definitely dead.
Was that the one? What was the ones where those Ford diesel motors crapped out?
The power stroke that caught on fire.
Yeah, the power stroke.
Sue?
They put those in ambulances. I saw there was a meme. It was like, did you know they put these motors in ambulances? Long story short, people died.
Yeah. Like, so who do you sue when the motor blows up in the ambulance? Do you sue the people who maintained the ambulance, or do you sue the people who made the ambulance? We're talking life or death here, ambulance stuff.
Well, that depends. Does it have a CP4 pump in it? Because right now that's the big thing. All these guys that put CP4 pumps in diesels are like, because it's being shown that those pumps were not ever rated to handle U.S. diesel.
That's fine.
No, it's a big problem when you sell them primarily in the U.S. and everyone's freaking pumps go bad at 60,000
Well,
miles.
it should have said off-road use only. That's how you get around everything in America.
Problem fixed.
Not our problem. Guess why? Off-road use only. Should have used that off-road diesel. Wouldn't have been a problem.
Yeah, when you keep bringing up the freaking limo that I know smells like cats have been, like Dirty Mike and the boys have been doing.
It's
you know,
just had some delicious street tacos in it,
dude.
I mean,
it smells like delicious street tacos were made. You know what? I bet it smells
you
like
know what?
the inside of that.
You know
What was it? How the McRib was made video you sent me?
Oh,
That's what it smells like. That's what it smells like in there, bud.
with
That's
extra
what I.
sauce.
Yeah, the extra sauce. Yeah, exactly. That's
So I will say this: Blue Fairlane has a mice problem. Needs a headliner bad, and it sat out in the sun for a while because it was in storage from where we got it. It was inside. It was an inside car. Now it's an outside car, and the sun has gotten at it. And I forgot how bad micey cars smell after they get warm inside. It just re-aromas the whole car. Like, it's not that bad. Then you get in there and close the door to move it, and you're like, it's bad. It's really bad in here.
It's bad.
And the Omega. So we moved the Omega too. That's now at the farm. That thing.
I'm not gonna lie, I forgot about the Omega.
Yeah, the Omega.
I did not.
New Omega plan, by the way.
Oh my god, we're talking summer plans, not summer of 2025. That's why I put summer of 2023 in the title here, dudes.
Years
just saying.
are irrelevant.
No, years are very relevant. Actually, it turns out.
Back around to the actual story. We moved to Lincoln.
Omega
today.
Supreme for me though. Can you do that? Omega Supreme and paint it like yellow and red. That'd be great.
Here's the thing:
Yeah,
it's actually the Sport Omega. So it has like factory racing stripes, and I looked it up, and it's actually the highest performance rated Omega you could buy in that year.
So what? 180 horsepower?
It's a rare car.
It was 195 horsepower.
Listen, so it was the smartest kids with Downs. Cool.
Hey,
they
get Olympics too. Hey,
what? Omegas do?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They're special.
I feel like that might have been the comment that gets demonetized. By the way,
I don't know what you're talking about. That was all very.
I put it in the right order. It'll be fine.
Right order of ways. If it'll.
So, I have a '91 Mark VII Lincoln that I bought because I went to an auction and had to buy something because that's what you do.
And then he decided, you know what I need? Let's get a Mustang that's not a Mustang.
Yeah, it's a gentleman's Mustang. They said it, not me. So,
but you have loved to repeat it. I can tell you that much.
It is. I'm a gentleman. Like me some street tacos.
Yeah.
Like me some street tacos. God, there's so many.
So,
when are we going to start a shirt company where we actually start making these freaking shirts?
Yeah. And just it says, I like me some street tacos, and then just a pair of panties on the back.
Yeah. Yes, but the panties got to look something like lettuce or something like
that,
you know?
like just
like it's taco or something.
And then just right underneath that, we got the meats.
Oh no.
No.
Yeah, but then Arby's is going to come after you.
Seriously, you totally, when you told me you passed on buying a silk screening operation, I was like, I'm so glad he didn't buy that. But then I'm like, I think we could have had a lot of fun with that.
I could have made
you know what? Now we definitely need the limo for these banners. Banners on it. Yep.
You know, my favorite shirt that I've ever thought of. It just says, I like my women like I like my coffee. Because that's a good saying. And then it has an old igloo style fridge with the freezer cracked a little bit open and it's like a hand hanging out. And it just says ground up and in my freezer.
And
because you'd read it. And then you'd see
overlord,
the back.
He's talking about a t-shirt. It's a t-shirt.
Yeah. You'd read that front and you'd be like, oh, look at this guy. And then you'd read the back and be like, oh, no, look at this guy.
It's at this part of the podcast, Bob. I want to say sorry for making you review this to remonetize it. I'm sorry you're here.
Inspector number 35. We appreciate you.
Yep, I appreciate you for. Yeah, I know this isn't actually demonetizable, but I can see how it could be
I
construed.
feel like I could believe in the bots of YouTube if it did have an inspector tag in somewhere on the screen. Like, after it was done, like
Inspector
you get it
37 has
remonetized and says
reviewed.
inspected by Inspector 34. And then you were just like, okay, cool.
And then
I
you
agree
start
with this.
realizing how every time you get 34, he's like screwing you, or 37
guy's
every
a
time.
jerk.
30. It's the worst.
Guy's
Who'd you get?
name is
37 again?
Benjamin.
Oh, no, he's a Richard for sure.
That's probably
Straight up Richard.
that's why they don't tell us.
Hey. His name's Benjamin, and his mom beat him with coat hangers when he was a child.
Well, it's just because he wouldn't stop wetting the bed till he was 10.
Yeah. Because
Well,
Uncle Tommy hung out with him too much.
Jesus. He can't.
Can't
Stop.
say that.
Stop.
All right.
Stop.
Well, his mom was a street taco operator, so
That's what it says. Street taco operator. Yes. Make the chat AI thing tell us what a street taco operator is.
Street taco operator taking it back to the streets.
No, that sounds like a really terrible movie.
Oh, it's a terrible movie. It has a poor plot, like they all do.
Like they all do. Oh, that's better than you thought you were gonna say. All right, this is where you two are supposed to segue us to something way more safe.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm having too much fun for that.
He says, "No, I'm watching it burn. I don't care about that at all."
Put on your raincoats. Time to go get some street tacos.
No.
No?
Welcome
All
to
right.
the stage.
I was ready to bring
Welcome
up.
to the stage. It's Street Tacos. Oh, is that the new stage name?
Oh.
Street
Oh.
Taqueria.
Oh, no, you didn't. You did.
I did. I'm not making it any better. I'm sorry.
I'm having flashbacks to one of our first episodes where dudes went through the
And
performance.
now entering the stage, ground beef.
You were working on that one, were you?
Hey.
I saw him spinning that thing in his hand, just going, I got something here.
And welcome her dance partner, pork chops.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oof.
Oof. That actually, it sounds like some stuff I'd see in a freaking Canadian strip bar. To be honest, like St. John's was
Right.
some of the wildest antics I've seen at a gentleman's club ever. That's just
Well,
really
that's
all I can say about
that's a
that.
whole different part of Canada, dude. You can't.
Oh, Becky, are we losing you on this one? This is where she's like, I'm out. I can't take it anymore. Barbacoa. Oh, yes.
Nice.
That is the one
Nice.
right there. Oh, my God. I really want to know. Boys, this is the thing. It's a themed strip club and barbecue shack.
Oh,
yeah, nice.
All the strippers have, potato salad. Dudes, where did you go? I need your dudes with wrenches opening for potato salad reaching the stage.
he's getting yelled at by his wife
He
right now.
probably is. She's like, I cannot believe you're even being here with these people right now. What is this smut?
Okay. So she says it's not as bad as now entering the stage. Cottage cheese.
That was really not
names.
that bad.
No, let's have like
Food-
a
Food
strip
names
club
for
with like a
strippers.
buffet.
Yeah, well, that's a thing. There was a place down the road from us when I lived in Maryland. It was in the summer. They would do an all-you-could-eat seafood buffet for lunchtime.
Seafood buffet at a strip club.
Crab legs and
crab legs.
oh yeah, it was a thing.
Oh no.
It was, and it was like I think it
A
was
lot of old day going on
train.
there.
I think it was train themed too. It was Choo Choo's. Choo Choo's was the name of it.
Train-themed?
Yes, Choo Choo's was
Train
the name.
themed seafood strip club.
So the
Ah.
question you ask yourself when you're doing that, are they serving the fish stuff to cover up
The
That
fish
is
shop.
exactly the thing I said. Well, I'm allergic to seafood, so I never went there. I can't, but
Probably a good call.
yeah. Oh, I had plenty of people. Look, so my driveway was like a quarter mile down the street from this place. So the boys and they went there a lot, and I refused.
Refused. So
Well, at this point, I was Maria lived with us at the Flop House, so I didn't really need to go. Oh, that's what I called the Waldorf place. It was literally a flop house. We had people living everywhere. It was crazy times.
living or staying? What is the definition of living at that point?
So we had 6 bedrooms, 4 of which were rented at any particular given time to somebody on various stages of leaving the barracks or in between places or whatever. And then we partied all of the time, so people would just be over.
Just be there.
Yeah, and then the house next door, we ended up getting some people that we worked with living there. So we had like the whole compound back there. It was a thing.
Well, I'd like to say I think we've got off topic.
Have we?
We did.
We have.
I don't think we ever really got on much of a topic, to tell you the truth.
we were talking about summer
Hey, really
stuff.
determine what anyone's doing this summer? I don't feel like we did.
I talked about
I was
destroying
getting
tires. I said I was going to destroy tires, and I need to stop doing that.
Nobody ever allowed me to talk. Pretty sure.
But dude's just telling you it's going to a and somehow that morphed into tacos. Now, I can't remember the exact connection there. But
I am pretty sure that all of the rabbit holes we have gone down have pretty much started with you in the last 45 minutes.
I mean, it has been a long conversation about holes.
I think it's safe to say we're all eating street tacos this summer, right?
No,
I mean,
that's not safe to say that. No,
actually, I'm gonna get.
He's more of an Italian sausage guy. Don't
That's exactly what I got out of that earlier conversation.
I don't like the spicy ones.
Oh, hey man,
No
whatever
spice.
gets you there.
It's that time already.
It is that time. Dunskies. It's that autofocus. Burned her out quicker.
Is that what it did?
It was quicker.
No, I normally don't have the camera on before we go live.
Oh yeah, and that was an extra 15. So yeah, that's what got her.
So, dude, you were telling us about the Camaro.
Yep.
And your plans for the Camaro.
Running.
But you say you were going to have it running tomorrow?
Oh yeah, it's gonna be done tomorrow.
It ran today, technically.
Because you just have to do the transmission mount. Is that what you're saying?
Transmission mount, pan gasket, and steering box.
Yeah, that's not too bad. I thought you had something wrong with the engine on it. No. Okay.
She's like, good to go.
Nice.
It smokes. Needs some seals, but yeah, they all need umbrella seals. It's a small block Chevy. But we're not doing that until it gets like aluminum heads. So,
well, exactly.
I might actually work on that Camaro tomorrow. Well, one of my Camaros tomorrow.
We did move.
To be Camaro brothers tomorrow.
Hey, we all have Camaros. Don't feel left out. It's okay.
Yeah,
okay.
You're the only one that doesn't have a Camaro. What's the matter?
The only one that makes sense. Yeah. You guys all have the bad Camaros too.
Oh, come on. Bad Camaros are
oh my god. There is not a mullet between the three of you. I don't want to hear it. Listen. Unless the only way any of the three
which is the good Camaro?
None.
Yeah.
I
which
feel
year Camaro's good?
I feel if Midnight grew his hair out, he'd have a mullet.
He's right. There's not a good one.
But
those are definitely the worst ones, man. IROCs, come on.
They're not the worst.
Oh my god. Tell me you never got to see a vagina while you were
I think the
without
Catfish
telling me.
was kind of the worst.
I got a 79 Camaro too. I got a disco
2002.
Camaro. Does the disco Camaro, is that worse than IROC?
Here's the facts about what you just said. Mustangs get women. It's proven. It's just a thing.
I don't know about that.
Because
they run them over too.
Because women like to drive Mustangs. So it's not about getting you, it's about getting your car.
Okay, no, if you want to say that, Scion TCs.
Okay.
So the reason I say this is because remember I was telling you about the flop house. I had a buddy who had a Scion TC, and that dude pulled more than a boy band. And I was like, and they kept having them come in. They always were driving these little Scions. I was like, what the? He joined a Scion car club, and I was like, why? And he's like, it's all chicks. And I was like, you're a freaking genius.
And I'm gonna say this.
Yeah.
If you get into a club of cars, there's a lot of women who like to drive Mustangs. So it attracts people who enjoy Mustangs. So when you start talking Camaros, it's not a large group of women who like to drive Camaros. So they're not there for the car 98% of the time. They're like, it's not a Mustang.
Listen, all I can see when I see your guys' cars, those IROCs, is a beer belly.
Mine is not.
That has a beer. Yours is of the same.
Mine is the lightweight version.
Oh my God. It still has a beer belly with mullet and a natty light sitting on his chest and a cigarette that hasn't been ashed in 10 years.
I don't think you've been in a third gen. You can't be a big guy and be in a third gen.
I've never been in it. I'm not talking about being in one. I'm talking about the people that are in them.
I mean,
and so what I see the problem is you guys don't seem to be redneck and or inbred enough to really like be the stereotype for that.
I mean,
the name of my car is Merle.
Yes, I know you've leaned into it, but like I feel like your family tree forks too much for you to really be an enthusiast of that car.
The long-term goals is to paint it red, white, and blue.
Nice.
You gonna put some stars on it too?
No.
Oh, okay.
Straight up,
no,
like
I don't.
the
I don't.
Chevy
I'm not
Camaro
really.
emblem. Red, white, blue.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
It's going to be a giant rolling Camaro emblem.
Perfect.
Out of here.
And then across the back,
I still think
Z28.
I still think you should. What was it? Honda swap that one. K12.
If I got another one, I would. And then we call it the Hong Kong Camaro. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
Sounds like we got a fire going on around here someplace. That's a sirens.
You get the
nothing. My disco Camaro is also a Z28. So
disco Camaro. How many Camaros do you have, Jim?
3.
I have the 2 Camaros. I have the 79 Camaro, and then the 88 IROC, and then I also have a 67 Firebird, but it's another F-bomb.
Camaro. That's I'm gonna call that a Camaro.
So I mean, realistically,
yeah, we're gonna call that a Chevy too.
Oh, is that what we're
shots fired?
Saying it's F-bomb. So yeah,
I don't know. I would take those over a Ford any day of the week, but I mean, I feel like if you're going that, why wouldn't you go Corvette at that point?
Ooh, no.
I have a Corvette.
Corvette compared to the same vintage Firebird or Camaro?
Okay, so I was thinking the 70s ones weren't that bad, were they?
They were the worst.
They were
what
the
are
worst.
you talking about?
I don't know a ton about them
ever.
Let's not kid ourselves here.
The 70s Corvettes weren't the worst. You
Okay.
completely forgetting about
C4
Corvettes. I mean,
they were fine.
Okay. When we're talking about worse versus, at least the 70s didn't have the greatest styling when we got past 74, say. And they were also rattly and clunky and underpowered and
rear suspension,
they were pretty much the worst
that way at that
fiberglass leaf springs on a performance car.
Composite.
And they had the tractor steering on them still with the big damper on it and stuff.
Junk.
But the Camaros were better?
Yes.
They were a Nova with a Camaro badge. So there's that. The Nova was first, so you can't say it isn't a Nova with a Camaro badge.
I mean, sure.
Winning.
Yeah.
But yes, they were better.
Like my 78 there's only 3 of us that know anything about Chevy Camaros and Novas.
Never claimed to ever be.
So moving on. We moved to Lincoln today.
Exactly. Moving on.
I don't know what the problem is. I never claimed to be.
The gentleman's Mustang decided to be self-healing because we put a battery in it and it decided to have a functioning air pump and actually air up its own suspension this time.
So did you never check the wiring on that air pump?
So before it wouldn't work and we had to inject air into the system to air up the system. And we're like, wow, that's a problem. And we just figured it had to be running to get it to activate because there's a pump on the engine, but it has an electric pump that we were not aware of. And when we hooked the battery up today, turned the key on, got ready to put some air in it, and all of a sudden we just heard something come on. I'm like, what is that? And the whole car just aired itself up. And I went, huh,
Now, do you think that's
crazy?
a sensor, or the pump itself wasn't working?
Maybe because it didn't have any air in it then. It was throwing it off.
Yeah.
I don't know. But we moved it. It doesn't have brakes. Still has a bad brake line. But when we turned it on this time, we didn't get a lot of... Well, we didn't get a lot of dash lights. There was a lot of electrical gremlins going on in it. And
this
now,
is that fancy Lincoln you're talking about.
Oh, yeah. Digital dash, whole 9 yards. It's an 80s robot car.
You didn't tell me it was lit up like a Christmas tree.
Well, yeah, it's an 80s robot car.
Those ones are. It's got a 5-liter in it, right?
Oh, yeah, it's got high output 5.0.
Yeah.
Factory headers, full exhaust.
Yeah.
Built
should have a bunch of lights that light up. Yeah.
So this thing didn't light up all the lights the first time, and now it did, and it's like all binging at you and showing you messages on the thing and like just telling you all this stuff. And I'm just like, but if we put gas in it, it would just start.
But I refrained. Was it just the thing where you just didn't have good enough battery in it? Type of deal?
Almost thinking possibly.
Like if it doesn't see 12, 13 volts,
or maybe the connections just
maybe
those 80s, the 80s electronics really have to have 12 plus volts. You can't slip under 12 volts with those things. They die. They don't like it. They don't like it at all.
Well, and I know for a fact really every battery at Dudes with Wrenches over there is half charged at best.
You shush you. They all have trickle chargers on them, and they are all fully charged all of the time.
But not in cars.
Well, they're not in cars. You don't keep them in cars. They go bad.
Oh, I'm saying the ones that are in cars are bad.
We don't keep batteries in cars.
None of the cars have batteries in them.
Not if they're not being driven.
Okay. I feel like
that's a good way to have battery acid all over in your fender well and just ruining stuff. You don't leave batteries in cars. That's rule.
Yeah. I know you have dead battery issues from time to time. We've talked about it.
I haul them in for money, and then I have batteries in the garage that are all fully charged, and we have 10 of them.
Oh, Jesus. Maybe that. I must be thinking of something else.
Institute that myself.
Yes, never leave batteries in cars. Period.
That's where I always leave them.
Goes for all your lawn equipment, everything else. Take them out.
Have that spot where the battery goes, and it just seems natural.
Or you just use your cars,
and
then you don't have to have that problem.
Here's a fun fact. So has anybody ever heard the wise tale of don't leave your batteries on a concrete floor because they'll go dead?
That's a wise.
So it is a wise tale, but I had to deep dive into why it's a wise tale, and that's actually a better story.
Well, it's back in the day, it wasn't a wise tale.
It wasn't. Do you know why?
Grounding.
Yes, because the batteries were made. They weren't made out of the plastic. They were made out of.
They were a wood box.
Wood box.
With glass cells, and it would actually freeze, swell the batteries, break the glass, and then the battery would be no good.
Huh.
When's that coming out?
The wood would swell due to the moisture from the concrete.
Fourth ed, geez.
I thought it was a good piece of information because I've always heard it. People have said it to me a million times. Like, I replace batteries a lot. So when I take a battery and I set it on a concrete floor, somebody will come by and be like, you make sure you put cardboard under that. You don't want that battery to go bad. That is a lithium battery, sir.
I always hear electrolysis will do it.
Yeah, it's like, you're crazy.
It's
plastic. It's insulated.
Yeah, I'm with you. No magic powers from concrete.
They haven't turned on demonetized us yet, apparently.
So we moved the Lincoln. It's now under a car cover in the side yard away from the driveway. So it's essentially been abandoned. And we got the Galaxy going.
Fix that thing up and get rid of it was the plan.
Well,
it was quick and easy because it just needed a little few things and it was done.
It might get pulled back out before Fairlane. So, it'll just be quick and easy.
If it works this well, it's going to become a daily.
It totally will.
Mustang, right?
Are these cars at this location, or did they move to the other location?
No, so I currently took 4 vehicles off of this property to get myself down to 12 vehicles on this property, because 16 going on 17 was not a good idea. So I moved them all to the other property, and yeah, they're in a big row out there looking all shiny and stuff. But I got to go out there tomorrow and move them because got to mow again. That's the key.
Yep, you gotta shuffle them around to mow.
Yep,
and then it'll keep them in a nice. Did you see someone with an intertube again?
Yeah, interlube.
No one's here, but they
they're dogs. They're dogs, and they like to do dog stuff. So, Lincoln moved. Galaxy fired up. Galaxy does not run right. We are now looking at the 302 that came out of the Fairlane to implant into the red Galaxy so it can be drivable as well. So that's project 4 or 5. I don't know. That's going to get done like soon. That'll be like a weekend. It'll be fine. But caveat to that is the motor that came out of the Fairlane, they made the gaskets on that motor. It does not have gaskets that they bought. They're all made. So I don't like that.
And who knows what else you're going to find as you go further in.
Yeah. Because the gaskets, they did such a poor job of cutting the gasket paper. It still has corners, like square corners on a round oil pan. And then what they did there is they rolled the corner under and then clear silicone it all the way around on top to hold the gasket down. So it's extra good.
Yeah.
All of the quality.
I don't know how much longer my phone's going to hang in here, but we'll keep going.
Yeah, you are definitely. Well, we're coming up. We're on the time now. We're up on 2 hours here. I try not to.
It's really started to slow down.
Oh, did it?
It did.
Energy really. I will say we did
right
a better job last week when we had an actual topic. So maybe next time we'll try harder.
Topics on Steam.
Well, we didn't get into what you're doing for your summer.
Yeah, let's get down to Jim. What do you got going
on? Fish. I'll just be working on some cars, making some.
Yeah, you did start with fish.
Yeah, but I mean, the fish. So the next koi show will be in September.
Now, is that back in Jersey as well?
Are they all in
Jersey? That's actually Indiana, and that's so
Indiana.
Well, oddly enough,
did you say Indiana?
That's what he said.
That's what he said.
How far away is
that? I didn't
that?
say Indiana.
Oh,
I said Vienna.
Vienna.
Oh,
I still don't know where that is, but
it's very close. It's way closer to him.
It's just right outside the Beltway near DC. So there's a koi club here that I'm the president of, and have been in for the last 20 years, something like that. And so we put on one of the largest koi shows in the country every year. So,
holy crap!
I'm the show chair. So we'll have probably close to 300 fish in competition.
So are you?
I'm not only you're not only the guy who hobbies. You're the king of the hobby.
I was gonna say, are you trying to tell us that you're kind of a big deal in the koi world?
I'm not. I'm not, though. I'm not.
Sounds like you have many leather-bound books that smell of rich mahogany. Is what it sounds like.
It's kind of a big deal.
Anyway, I'm not. But I was getting to the big deal part.
Oh, okay.
All right. We actually have judges that come from Japan. Now, those guys are the big deal. They're coming to judge the show. Yeah,
I feel like this is like why they had to classify it as American Ninja Warrior, because if the Japanese people show up, you just lose.
So the judges will have 2 judges from Japan this year, 2 judges from America. One is the district chair for ZNA. The other is the previous district chair for ZNA. And then we have a judge coming from South Africa and another one coming from England.
Holy! Now, do you guys pay these people to come over to do this, or they come over for the show and then they get the prestige of being?
No, they do it. They do it. They're volunteers. We're all volunteers.
Yeah,
I feel like there should be a koi crown involved. Maybe a little crown you put on a fish.
Oh, so this is our show this year is the first. So ZNA America which is the
CNA.
kind of parent organization. They finally decided, Zen Nippon Arankai.
Okay. I didn't need to know that.
They
Go on.
decided to have
not help.
they decided to have a national show finally, and so our normal show is what they're doing is they're doing an East Coast and a West Coast show. So our show is the first ZNA America East Coast.
So this is a big deal. Almost.
Oh, yeah.
New big deal. New big deal.
This year, yeah. Next year, the ZNA America East Coast will be someplace else. I think the New York club is going to do it. The Tri-State Club.
Oh, okay. So it travels up and
talks down about the New York guys. Dang New Yorkers.
Well, all right, okay.
They think they got better fish.
If you want me to talk down about the New York Koi Club, our young koi show
these guys.
Oh,
so,
hold on now. Hold on. I don't know all these
listen.
koi people in my comments down here just blowing me up. So
gloves off. We're talking koi. Go.
So, just real quick.
The
young show I was telling you guys about at the beginning of our live was in New Jersey, and it was my club against the New York club, and we crushed them. But that's a whole different.
Was it like
that could be a whole entire podcast?
You did say something.
You coming with your koi?
Or was it more of a warriors come out?
I was gonna say, I think it was more bottles on the fingers. Was yeah.
Well, I had to get the right era,
Stupid
He is
Fast.
He is a man of wisdom down there.
Oh, Stupid Fast has a good question. You have names for your koi?
Oh
no, absolutely not.
What?
So they're like cows or cattle. You don't name them.
Yeah, it's like number 34.
Look, some people name their koi. I do not name my koi because my koi are show koi, and
you know what you also don't name?
I have no problem.
You don't name.
I have no problem.
Fighting dogs.
I have no problem selling the ones that are no longer show quality. So.
Dang!
If I name
put her out to pasture.
I was gonna say, do these things go to like a sushi bar? Like, what happens to the gold?
He's gonna go to a show, and the New York guy's gonna have one of his sold kois. He'd be like, "Ha! You come to lose, did you?"
You got one of those, like, do they come back once you go to the minor leagues from koi? Does Cinderella story really come back to the big leagues?
And it has a little sign on that says, "I got a name now, Daddy."
My name's Jack.
What's my name?
No. I see what you're doing there. No, we can't do that. We will get demonetized.
Oh boy.
I feel like you're a ruthless fish owner now.
He's a fish tyrant.
I feel like he shocks the water a little bit. Get thicker.
Fishmonger.
No, that'll hurt them for their looks. He's very.
I hear it makes them fight better.
We're not. Wait,
they don't fight.
We don't fight. Where did we get to?
I feel like once they stop being pretty, they become an underground koi fighting club, and then we're.
He actually, if he's not onto something, I feel like we can make a movie about this.
Just saying.
Totally yeah.
I feel like in the Japanese market, it's pretty good. Hot stuff.
Well, they do have fighting fish. So
Stuart the koi.
Okay, I think we've covered the koi.
No, I don't. There's
back around.
Every time he tells me more things about the koi, I'm not even kidding. So interested, like it blows. I mean, it doesn't. I mean, it doesn't surprise me as much as like
the koi.
I don't know. So you tell me about all this, and I'm like super surprised about it. But the more you say about it, I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. I mean,
I'm officially changing your name to the Fish Whisperer.
Whisperer. First rule of Koi Club: we don't talk about Koi Club because it's not that big a deal.
Well, we're kind of big deals, actually.
Kind of big deal. I bet that's how the New York guys are. That's why he doesn't like saying it like that.
Yeah.
New York guys like, hey, we're from New York. We got the big koi. No, that's Jersey. Sorry.
Where?
So how big is the biggest koi?
Yeah.
What's the biggest?
He covered that. You're not allowed.
No.
2 feet.
No, but there's different.
There's different
size.
stages.
Is there an unlimited class?
Yeah.
So over 80 BU, but
over 80.
yeah. So basically, over 80 centimeters is the top of the line.
Oh, see now you see. I'm interested, but you just lost the other two.
Yeah, because now it's metric fish and
Yeah,
That's basically 32 inches. So
Yeah.
no, it's metric.
Metric's pretty much standard.
32 inches.
Metric
Size 8.
fish. You need a different class: metric fish and standard fish. This is America.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah, but when you have judges that come from all over the country,
Yes,
you know.
one of 2 countries that haven't converted to the metric system.
There's 2 of us.
Yeah, I think so.
I thought we were the only one. We're the only one.
Who else? Who else has
another one?
Probably like.
Hey, that's a good question, Quebecistan. Do you not call it standard there? I mean, it's metric everywhere, right? Like, but it's standard measurements to you.
Oh yeah, well we still use SAE and standard measurements. Like you buy a tape measure here, it's still a lot of the woodworking and stuff is still in feet, right? And
so you
what's
call
all your
it
aviation? All your aviation stuff in?
Well, the aviation is still all standard too. Yes.
That's what I thought.
So you call it standard.
Yeah.
It's standard measurement in your country.
Yes, they call it standard. Yes.
So we win.
I think that's because that's the actual name of it. Not that it's a standard, but standard.
No. Well, that was the trick. We just named it. We just named it standard, and then it's just everyone's standard.
It's everyone's standard. You can have your metric all you want. It's not standard.
Yeah.
America.
Isn't the story with that like the ship carrying the new standards for metric like sank and we didn't get them and then we just said no, we're never going to do that?
You telling some ship story now, shipman?
I've look it up. Google it.
I'm a shipman.
Google why we are on
probably
standard and not.
Yeah, it was probably torpedoed.
It's probably torpedoed by a ruler company.
Metric ship.
I believe it was just us. I don't know.
Well, the thing is we had to learn both.
So did we.
We had to learn both.
You say that like we didn't have to learn metric.
I was going to say we don't follow it. Yeah, we're just shitty at it. It doesn't mean we didn't have to learn it.
Well, no, because up here there's still a lot of stuff sold by the pound or rather and there's stuff by kilos as well, right?
Yeah.
So and the same
I believe white stuff is the only thing we buy by kilo down here.
Yeah.
Oh, I was like
about 40 centimeters there, stupid test truck. About 40 centimeters.
But for example, when we talk gasoline, like we're in liters. But in my mind, I still have to kind of do the conversions for when we talk about fuel economy, mile per gallon, because I understand mile per gallon much better than I understand liters per 100 kilometers.
Yeah, liters per kilometers gets weird.
Get wrecked. I don't even know how to
horsepower. Like, is that a different measurement up there?
Well, you could do kilowatt hours or whatever.
Yeah, kilowatt hours.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I've seen those conversions. I'm like, nah, let's do horsepower. It makes no sense, but it sounds
well. Good. And that's the thing is when I was kind of brought up in the age when we were still on the standard system and just converting over the metric system.
Let's go back to that.
So a lot of my thinking is still in feet and inches and stuff like that.
That's
so when it comes to
when
I'm doing woodwork, it's all in feet and inches. But when you get the plans for a house or something, it's because of the regulations up there. You have to have it in centimeters or meters. Metric? And then you have to start.
Remind me not to buy house project diagrams from Kanekistan. Yeah. They'll be all messed up.
I appreciate it, Jared. I'm gonna be able to financially recover from my bad decisions with all these ads.
Here we go with let's talk about horsepower, because obviously I have a horse. I have 1 horsepower. That translates with some weird metric of words to say that I have a single horsepower. I want to see.
I cannot imagine that.
Yeah, I just want to see. Like, okay, just like we said, an Olds Omega had 190 horsepower, 350 Olds. I want to see 150 horses hooked to something and then just see what they can pull. Because I bet it's something that's well over 1,000 horsepower.
What are you saying? It doesn't scale the way that
I
they
don't think
say
the
it scales?
maths.
I can't. Look, I can't even believe 1 horsepower. Like imagine a 1 horsepower engine versus a horse. I think the 1 horse would kick
the horse would
ass.
win. So
there's
the
my other thing.
Are we talking about
what kind of horse?
horses?
I can say what kind of horse are we talking about? Is this a freaking
when the
Clydesdale?
horse developed, it was developed off
Any
of
horse.
a certain type of horse, and
Well, what was that certain type of horse?
We've got the Google machine. Why don't you tell us?
I'm almost out of battery here.
Oh no, not you. I was definitely talking to the guy who researches and
about
reads in the fun voice
over here.
Yeah. The guy that has 27 monitors in front of him right now is the perfect candidate for that. You only have. Oh yeah, I thought you were pointing at your monitor. I was like, you only have like 2. It doesn't count.
What kind of horse?
Rich, how are you doing, brother?
Horse power.
If 1 horsepower is geared correctly, very powerful.
It's true. Gearing changes everything. It's direct.
It was
Direct drive.
based off of how much work that horse could do, was it not?
Yeah, but horses don't have clutches.
Yes.
Oh, here we go. It's right here. It's like first thing. What breed of horse became the standard of engine horsepower?
Boom.
Dun 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 dun.
The dead one.
I can't pronounce that. Dead horse. Let's beat it.
Torque is what's important.
Torque. Yeah.
Yeah, torque's important. So
That's a different kind of horse show.
Okay, to the answer before I run out of battery.
Okay.
Goodness.
All right. Answer.
Oh yeah.
What are the best? Nope, that's not right. Nope, that's not right. Nobody's answering this question. 1 second.
You said it was the first answer.
Well, it was the first question, and then I clicked on the thing, and then it's all like, get banned. The standard engine horsepower was traditionally measured in terms of power that a horse could produce. However, this measurement was based on the average power of a horse rather than a specific breed. The most commonly used horse for measuring engine horsepower was a Belgian horse, which was known for its strength and endurance. This measurement was commonly used until the invention of the steam engine. So we should be running off of steam in SEs.
STP?
SEs. We should be SEs, like steam engine power. When measurement of power began to be measured in terms of watts and horsepower. Tell me more. This is some freaking chat bot. It is.
That seems even worse. So they took the most powerful horse out.
Lying to me. I don't even know if this is real.
You just go Chat GPT.
I got Chat GPT. I click on it. It's like, where's the source from? And it's all like, haha, computer bot, robot voice. Boop, dop, beep, deep.
Boop, dop, deep, deep.
Spit out horse name. Horse name.
Oh, God.
What are you doing, dudes?
Lots. Shell, what's up?
I can't even trust the internet.
Listen, they can't put anything on the internet that's not true.
Said Abraham Lincoln.
Except everything.
Guess that?
Yeah, I heard.
Abraham Lincoln.
He
ruined the labor force. How dare he? Oh. We'll never get it back. Can't go there.
Stop.
So they actually measured the force and foot-pounds of torque through horses with pulley systems. It's actually based on how well they pulled a plow.
Okay.
Yeah, so it isn't just like, hey, it creates the drag of the plow. The plow is involved in the equation.
Yeah, okay, that makes more sense then.
So how many horse did it take to pull said plow across the field with X amount of drag restriction? So that's the drag restriction of the vehicle's weight, momentum, etc., gearing.
That makes more sense now.
Way more science in that. Wow. Horse science.
Horse. Street tacos.
I still feel like a 1 horsepower engine can't do anywhere near the amount of plowing a 1.
Oh, no. It would just be like, not good.
What my 18 horsepower lawn tractor does when I get into tall grass. It's not good.
So they're actually rating too, like the size of the horseshoe based onto the footprint of a single tire of a car too is relevant to traction with horsepower. Think about it. A car really doesn't sit on the ground very much, but a very small section, the same as a horse.
Stealth biplanes.
Yes. Okay. So that one horsepower engine
Fox got it right.
with tires in
direct drive.
Starnet.
Starlinked.
You got Starlinked. Get ready, boys. He's coming on back around.
Elon, can we get hooked up with some internet over there?
He
looks like he's thinking, though, at least.
Yeah.
Stationary orbit. Engage.
There he is. Cloud cover removed.
Yeah, that's only the second time I've been Starlinked tonight. That's not bad.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's been better tonight, yeah.
You're definitely getting what you pay for.
Brandon, what's up, brother? How's it doing?
You know,
all right, so what were you saying, Jim?
I paid the same amount for HughesNet, and I feel like Starlink's much better.
Way better than HughesLink, yeah.
It's better than broken. Go on.
Yeah,
true.
Yeah, mine was broken for a while. Maybe to bring that back up. Sore subject.
Sore subject. How sore?
Like
comparable.
Yeah. Start date 2027.
Start date 2027. Starlink's down again.
Again.
It's been 5 minutes.
So fun.
Full
no,
Iowa doesn't have a Starlink problem because they have super great internet there apparently.
Yeah, as we've been told, the best internet in the country.
Best internet ever. You don't even know how good this internet is.
All right, guys. I'm signing out before the phone dies.
He's leaving.
All right, Mongrels, I appreciate it. We're pretty much going to wrap this up at this point. Because this is when dude starts telling me, "Oh, well, I gotta go, man," because I've been on.
Yeah, but I know that when we actually say we're going to wrap it up, it's going to be another 15 minutes. So I'm actually going to.
I actually wanted to talk to you guys about that. One of these times, I think we should do this where we go over to another channel for the after party too. Kind of draw some people over into another spot. If you guys
tonight we got Cletus' channel.
Yeah, Cletus said he's going to go do it tonight.
Thanks for everybody coming, but we need people to do that with. Oh my God.
There's people here.
Well, so
hey, people,
after the show,
I appreciate you.
Head over to Cousin Cletus' channel, folks.
Yeah, he might even. Well, he's right here. So, Cletus, you still going live here in a minute? We're shutting down. And then everyone's saying, "Well, we appreciate everyone coming in and checking us out, even if it is towards the end." We haven't really settled on a Friday, but we seem to keep doing these on a Friday.
Yeah, that's because you don't want to include me. I get it.
It is indeed Friday.
It's not that we all keep having things on. We all keep having things on Saturday.
I know things are happening Saturday. Yeah.
Well, the weather it was so easy to do it on whatever night when the weather was shit outside. We could just not go out there. And now it's nice. It's like everyone wants to be out there doing things.
Well, that's
kind
of my thing.
Bring your charger next week. So your phone works in your car.
Well, I guess so. But there's also the matter of data usage.
What?
You don't get unlimited data?
You don't have
you're
they don't have unlimited data in Kanaka?
No,
we can't hear you.
No, well, you probably can, but it's like $200 a month if you want that.
Next week's a new month. It'll be okay.
I might already be into my next data package.
Oh no.
Oh no.
We've doubled down on the double down. Oh no.
Yes, indeed. All right, gents. Have a good one.
Appreciate it, Mongols. You have a good one.
Yeah. Take care.
Midnight, I appreciate you coming through, dudes. Appreciate you as well. Next week,
never here.
We might come up with actually, you know what, guys, comment in this video if you're watching this at any time in the future and give us ideas for next week's topic. Any of the videos as you watch these, give us some ideas. Maybe we'll pick one, maybe we won't. Your mic turned off again.
It did.
Please don't say koi. I don't want to talk about that.
Yeah, actually, I'm not gonna lie to you. The koi stuff is very interesting. Actually, I had no idea.
All right,
it doesn't really surprise me, but it kind of does.
You're going out on top, king of the koi. Enough said.
You are the king of the koi. All right, everybody. I appreciate you coming in, and we'll see you on the next one.